everybody, and welcome to an after show where we celebrate America becoming Canada's 11th province. That's right. We're going to absorb them. We're going to nuke them. We're going to bring all the cool people up here first. And then we're just going to leave the land. Well, we're going to, keep California and a few of the cool places. But yeah. And then when all the dust settles and stuff, we'll just play out the Wild West again. But this time without so many guns.
Yeah. A lot more Indians.
Exactly. Yeah. From India this time.
From India, and Pakistan. Yeah.
There's not enough of the other ones left, unfortunately.
No, they've all left. They're all living in Greenland now. They think it's safe. We have our own land now. The Americans can't touch us. We make our new secret land in Green. Oh fuck! Here they come again.
Was
it like the episode of Star Trek where you have those American natives? They go to another planet and then
we gotta move you. We gotta move you.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up, man. That's exactly where I was about to go. Because that's the episode where Wesley hooks up with the Traveler again. And they're like, finally, we can get this fucking kid off the show.
Yeah. The Traveler didn't actually. He didn't have any special powers. He just had a nice little a transporter, and Picard slipped him a few credit. Can you just take him? Just pretend that he's special. Just take him.
Actually, you know who the Traveler was then? The Traveler was the girl who claimed ownership of a planet due to a contract. Do you remember that one? And it turned out she just had a ship hiding somewhere. And Ardra, that's what it was. How the fuck do I remember this stupid crap?
I don't know. You never remember any of the decent stuff. Just crap.
No, I know. I don't even know what I had.
We were discussing this the other day. So, travelers in the UK, they're gypsies. So was this just a space gypsy?
Yeah.
Out collecting children.
Yeah, parked just outside the Enterprise was like a covered wagon being pulled by donkeys or something, right? Or what do they use over there?
Yeah. Oh, Range Rovers, stolen ones usually.
Speaking of which, dude, the other day we were talking about travelers, and I was like, "Is that gypsies?" Right? And you were like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Well,
that's why I brought it up.
Yeah. Well, today. Now, I'm notorious for this. I always miss the point of song lyrics and stuff. I don't pay attention to the meaning. I just know what words to sing, right? Or my cues for guitar playing. So I was listening to some Def Leppard today about 10 o'clock a.m. or whatever it was. And the song starts, gypsy sitting looking pretty, broken heart and blah, or whatever. And I started thinking to myself, wait a minute, he's really talking about like a gypsy. Because when that song first came out, when I was like 14 years old or whatever, I was just like, why would he call her a gypsy of all things? Like, I had no fucking clue.
They go to the Travelers now.
Yeah. But I started listening to the song, like No Place to Call Home or something. And I was like, no shit, he's really talking about a gypsy girl. I had no clue, man. That totally just flew over my head.
Her brothers probably beat him up afterwards. Stop singing about our sister.
Yeah. Work in the chat says Nobody's Fool. That's Cinderella from their first album, Night Songs, I believe it was called. That song, well, Cinderella in general, their lyrical content is so weak that I did know what that song was about. Oh yeah. They were one of those bands that was, now we have to break the ties, break the chains. And it was all the most 80s cliche lyrics. You go back and listen to the song and you're like, oh, so you're not saying anything. It's just,
ask me no questions. I'll tell you no lies. Yeah. That kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love cliches in songs. They're brilliant.
Oh, yeah. It makes it easier for me as somebody who doesn't really pay attention because I can catch the lyrics easier then, right? Like, excuse me while I kiss this guy. I always catch that one, right?
Yeah, you just basically have like a bag full of 80s sayings written down on a piece of paper, and you just pull them out of the bag one by one. There's the lyrics to our new song.
yeah. I'm breaking the chains as I jump in the fire. As you're my only hope and my one desire. It's just a garbage, right? But the music was usually really good.
It's like that time during the 80s where we had the Power of Love, the song Power of Love, sung by 3 different people, 3 different songs, all in the charts at the same time.
Yeah. And one of the was the part of the soundtrack to a movie, and the song made no sense whatsoever.
Nothing to do with the movie whatsoever.
Yeah. The Power of Love by Huey Lewis is for some reason in Back to the Future. Does that mean that Marty really loves Doc, and that's why they always come together? It's just what?
They should have done it like this. Go back. Oh, not that. Back to the future. Back back to the future. Back to the future.
I'm young. I'm old. Who knows?
See, I brought my fan club with me there.
Yeah, she's great. So, Holy Oblation and Silver Earth. You see, the fridge is different.
It's a big black box.
Yeah, well, it's an Xbox. See, that's the Xbox logo, right? How the fuck do I do this? There we go.
I can't really see it.
Right? Yeah. I'm gonna have to maybe
light it up.
Well, I'm gonna have to sit back a little bit more so things can be in more focus behind me, right? But yeah, I've got my new fridge is an Xbox Series X, but it's a fridge.
What games does it come with?
Pin the tail on the alcohol. How much is that beer can in the window?
Yeah. Yeah, let's play Guess What's in the Fridge.
Yeah.
So the beer or not beer.
But they did a thing. There's a light on the top too. Let's see if I can turn it on here. See if it glows under the little globe thing.
Okay.
Can you see green? Yeah, a little bit. But the thing is this one's fan is louder than the last one. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it apart in the morning and get the right size of the fan and just order myself a good Noctua one so it's quiet. Yeah, because I think this one used sandpaper for bearings. It's a little loud.
Oh, built like an Xbox then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's really, really cool. It's got.
It'd be ironic if you get a little red little circle of death on it. It's overheated.
Yeah, I should get a sticker for a game that's PlayStation exclusive to put on the front just to confuse people.
Pesky robots.
Yeah. Oh God. I remember the poor 8-bit guy would get in shit because every time he would show a new computer on his channel, he would use one of his own video games. Yeah. And people were like, is this an advertisement? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. Let's test. What game shall we test this computer with? Can anybody guess what? Yes, that's right. Yes, pesky robots again.
Yeah. If you go back on his channel too, it all starts. If you guys don't know who we're talking about the 8-bit guy. He's a retro YouTuber, right? So about 8 years ago, he's doing a video on the Commodore VIC-20. And he brings up the fact that in 2009, he wrote a little real-time strategy game for the Commodore VIC-20 called Planet X1. In that video, he mentions that it's free to download on his website. A whole whack of people do. And they start saying to him, finish the game, finish the game. Instead, he goes on a tangent making Planet X2, and he makes it for all the Commodores, all the Ataris, the TI-99, unbelievable amount of computers. It takes forever, and it takes away from his YouTube channel some. And then he doubles down with Petsky Robots. And by the time Petsky Robots is done, he starts on his own tangent about building his computer, the Commander X16. This brings his viewership down because he's not doing what he used to do so much. It's all about him now. And as such, he does a video complaining that YouTube views are down and, it might not be. And now he's doing the Time Rift arcade with his brother.
We should get him as a guest on the show. That will definitely put the nail in the coffin of his channel.
My thing is I think his ADHD or whatever is worse than mine. You just,
Squirrel.
Yeah, I can only imagine when his wife puts him in the kitchen to do dishes, she has to literally put a strap around his ass and hook him to the sink so he stays there and finishes, right?
Yeah, he'll turn it into a game.
PJ in the chat, I don't watch him much anymore. Dude, there's quite a few of us that came to that conclusion because unlike LGR and a few in the scene, he just kind of,
beat it out.
Yeah. I think
it's about the whole retro community thing. It's like it's all very, very cool and that, but once you've seen the history of the Sinclair Spectrum 42
how many times can you watch it? Yeah,
and of course they all run out of computers to talk about. Yeah. He had an Apple II ripoff on recently, which was he was demonstrating with pesky robots again. But
yeah.
It was mildly interesting.
Yeah, he was talking about the Franklin computers, right? Yeah.
I think I watched about 10 minutes of it, and I got, oh god,
it wasn't as good as his old look backs on computers. The way he used to do them were just better. Nowadays, he does this cut to camera where he's sitting in his little editing office, and he's literally just talking to the microphone on his MacBook Pro or whatever, and it's just really, dude. Really? That's the best you got? You can't take your voiceover mic and just put it in front of that fucking gob you call a mouth? And it's jarring when it goes from sounds real nice, sounds like AM radio, sounds real. I can't do that. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, but you really shouldn't have said all that in a comment, though. That was his feelings.
Yeah. Well,
and another thing.
Exactly.
I'm unsubscribing.
Yeah. And for my 7th paragraph, right.
I used to love that on my channel. I was doing all the flat earth stuff. You get the comment, you get half a dozen lines or whatever, and then you got the little more button, and you click that, and it's like the whole thing is just full of just the comment thread.
Yeah.
Really? You really want to? No, I just want you to say, I love the video. Goodbye. That will do me. I don't want to read an entire book.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
There's a cat in the UK. Can't remember his name. I could look for it after. Sharpopolis or something. But he's really knowledgeable about the architecture of CPUs and whatnot. And he's done some great videos on the history of certain machines and whatnot. He just recently did the PDP-10, if you know what I'm talking about. But every now and then you can tell he's not really scripted it. He's just kind of talking and then, screw up, edit that out, narrating over pictures. And every so often, he just gets to the point where even somebody like me is just going, holy fuck, dude, that's over my head, but he starts off as if it's going to be consumable to everybody and then dives into craziness, right? But he did recently get a new microphone, so that helps. Well,
I do. I love the videos where people rebuild basically like virtual machines, computer simulators, but in really odd places like Minecraft or or the best one I ever saw was like he does it in an Excel spreadsheet. Because it's just literally just using the logic
calculation, exactly.
Yeah, and just like rebuild. Because the big question is why.
I know. Yeah,
they spend months at this thing. There's on a similar thing. There's this guy. He's building a Lego castle. He's building a Lego castle. Oh, that sounds exciting. Yeah, no, but he's 3D printing Lego bricks that are 10 times or 20 times bigger than Lego, and he's building this castle in his, I say it's garage, but it's like a huge workspace,
right?
And so it's incredible, and it's like he's like months into it, and he's only just starting. So I had to subscribe to that channel to see how that's going to go.
That's going to be a lot of fucking 3D printing, man.
He got given I can't remember who it was who sent them to him, but he got given 10 3D printers. And he's just like got spools and spools.
Well, I was just gonna say he's gonna need to take all the plastic lawn furniture in Cheshire and turn it into spools of fucking,
it's fantastic. I love it. Yeah.
That's the one thing that I notice on some of these YouTube channels that use a lot of 3D printing and stuff. A lot of them don't factor in the cost, and filaments, especially good ones, are not cheap. And if you're running a dryer to keep your filament nice and stuff all the time, there's extra cost and so on. I mean, yeah, when you 3D print a little hook for the back of your door to hang your clothes on, you could have bought it from China quicker or cheaper. We're not. It's they like these people that go, oh, we're gonna 3D print a cool new body kit for a car. Probably cheaper to buy it.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, not to mention all the cleanup work on the 3D prints. There's a lot of bold.
Yeah,
it's like the whole droid building community. You know how many thousands of full size R2D2s are out there now? It's like everybody. Oh, I'm going to get a 3D printer. I'm going to print my own. And you see the Facebook group, and you see all these people there. They're work in progress, but it's just sanding. Body filler, more sanding.
Yeah, exactly. It was this it used to be called RMC, the Retro Man Cave. Now they call it the Retro Collective. And they recently 3D printed the entire big stand-up arcade cabinet to make Space War. Right? And it took them longer to Bondo it and seal it and everything than it did to print it, for God's sakes, right?
Yeah. And even then it must have taken a long time to print.
Oh yeah, but had he done the whole wire mesh build of it and then tried to turn it into fiberglass the way the original was, it would have been even harder. That is true, right? To one off a fiberglass cabinet like that would have been a monumental task.
I don't know. Because it's the sort of thing I used to do back in the day. You just carve it in polystyrene and use that and fillers and stuff. It's I don't know. It could be done.
Yeah, in this day and age, I can see the 3D printer being the thing. But the problem with the printer side of it, because in yours you're just using some polystyrene and stuff. That makes with the 3D printer. They didn't make a mold to make them from or whatever, right? It was really the thing. The problem is, and I've seen people try to make these, but I don't know how far along the industry is, but you need to be able to make your own filament out of your waste. This is the problem.
I have seen machines that do that. They are incredibly expensive.
Yeah, and I hear not very good either. Like it's very inconsistent filament.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, the one that's what I saw was it was fairly good, but it was it was almost as much trouble as it was just to do the printing, because 3D printing isn't just like switch machine on, print comes out.
Oh, dude,
it's like throw 10 away because they didn't work, or it'll come off the bed and it's warped.
We got our first 3D printer in our family, like Felix and I, like 13 years ago, the Robo R2 or whatever. And holy shit, was it, it took me 4 days to get that thing to fucking work. It's not like, oh yeah. It was really good though when it was working right. Oh yeah.
I remember in the early days, we were talking about this, and it was Cameron who's like got us into 3D printing. He's my youngest son, and he I want a 3D printer. And I was saying to him, do you know how hard it is even just to get a decent print from a 2D printer these days? It's like comes out wonky, the ink's not right. You end up printing it 4 or 5 times. Can you imagine what it's like with a 3D printer? And boy, was I right.
Yeah, exactly. Because to anybody who's not truly thinking about it, it just sounds like a way to make toys and tools and all kinds of stuff. But,
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I have done some very, very cool things with the 3D printer, practical stuff that you can't just like go out and buy.
Yeah.
So, there is if you've got one and you got the wherewithal, there's lots of stuff you can do with one.
Yeah, if you're one of those retro people and you're keeping old computers alive and stuff, it's probably your only option, and so on and this and that. But for quite a few of the things that people do, like, oh, look, I just 3D printed this little dinosaur. Okay, great. How much was it? $23 after the failed prints and stuff.
I mean, there's some interesting stuff. I mean, a lot of people just like 3D printing models, because there's like models you can get for 3D printing that just aren't available anywhere else. Like the the starship from the last Starfighter, the Gunstar.
Yeah,
there's some fabulous 3D
Space
prints,
1999 and stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, you can buy those, but but if you've got your own 3D printer, you can scale it up to whatever size you want. You can do X-wings. There's whatever you can think of.
There's a model of your own penis, just so your wife can, take care of her dental needs, right?
Yes, and you can make it larger if you want.
Yeah,
scale it up. It's just mapping your penis out. You don't want to use those 3D photogrammetry 3D modeling apps on your phone. I guess that goes back to the cloud.
Well, I do, but
well, you got nothing to worry about.
Let me see here. I am getting more concerned over this whole tariff thing right now. At first, are
you getting terrified?
Is that where the word comes from?
It does now. I just invented it.
Yeah, that was really good. But at first, the threats of tariffs with Canada and so on, and Mexico, and they were a little destabilizing, as much for America as it was for anybody as it pertains to stock markets and stuff. But it's getting more and more serious, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. And
stupider and stupider.
Oh, and I know that Canada is going to take some pain over this until we sort it out ourselves. We bring in some new partners and whatnot. But the one thing I wanted to bring up in this whole game of tariffs and stuff, you punish your trading partners, your longtime friends and whatnot with these tariffs. At the same time, Trump has put a tariff on the potash fertilizer that comes from Canada. You notice how he's trying to open the markets to fertilizer now to Russia. What he's actually doing, if you look at this, is he's locking Canada out of the American market for fertilizer and bringing Russia back in so they can have the profit margins and stuff from it. How fucked up is this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, all he's got to do is open his mouth and start talking. All the fertilizer comes out. You know,
exactly. Yeah. It's not potash; it's bullshit, but still fertilizer, right? You know. But it's really
On that note, what was it? Mark Twain said it was really funny. He says, "You have to change your politicians as often as you change babies' diapers."
Exactly,
and for the same reasons. I thought that's great.
Yeah, when it's full of shit, it's full of shit. You got to do it, right? but the whole thing, you watch. My prediction is coming up. There's going to be more and more of this where Trump puts a tariff in the way of a country that is supplying something that the United States wants, and it will just so happen that Russia will have a supply of that, and Trump will say it's time to relax the tariffs and whatnot. I guarantee this isn't over. There's more of this coming. There really is.
Yeah, it's yeah, the whole thing about, you know, the sanctions with Russia. I mean, is that just, you know, Trump's decision? Doesn't that go through anything else?
Well, it's supposed to. It's supposed to. It just doesn't.
Does it go through Congress? Does it go through the Senate? I don't know. I don't know how it's. I've never. This is the thing. I've never had to take any kind of conscious thought about how the American executive and judicial systems work.
Exactly. Neither me till now. It never mattered. Fuck all to me.
Yeah. And now we'll have to find out all the details and how it works and how the courts fight back against executive decisions and all this kind of stuff. It's like, I've never had to deal with all this before. I've never had to work. I've never had to work so hard just to find, tidbits of information about what's going on in America. Yeah. It's just Trump says something and then all hell breaks loose. And then there's shitloads of hoops you got to jump through to figure out what's going on. Why isn't it not being stopped? Why is the man not been taken out of the presidency?
Well, it's insane. In the real world of American politics, the American president is not allowed to slap tariffs on countries the way he's doing, except for in very specific circumstances. And
but then how they are happening though?
Because but this is what I'm trying to get at, is he's declared those circumstances as legal and valid, and as such can just do it on a whim. And nobody stood up and said, Mr. President, that's not actually true. They all just stood by and let it happen. I'm so disappointed in the Democratic scene, not Bernie Sanders and a few, but quite a few of you Democrats in America. You all sitting back, just sitting silent and stuff. And that's not how this is played. If you're not paying, you delivered the wrong message during the election and lost. And now you're delivering zero message except this is bad. You're not telling people this is the way it's. There's not enough. There's not enough.
Well, to be fair, they are being noisy, but that's kind of like all it is.
Yeah, I don't listen to two cats fucking in the alley. They're noisy, right?
There was what was his name? Schiff. I can't remember his first name, but I'm now sub to his channel. I'm sub to all these channels now that I would never normally be sub to, just to try to figure out what the fuck's going on. But I'm sub to this channel, the Schiff, the congressman, and
hold on. There's two that have like a Schiff name. One of them is the one that Trump said is not Jewish anymore. That's the guy who voted for the CR. But then there's another one.
That's him.
Yeah. Well, so you're talking about the Jew, not Jew.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, me.
Hey, I didn't say it. I'm just. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, right. I watched him do this like 10-minute video, and it was talking about how Trump can't do this and he can't do that, and he's not. Sorry. And so I just put in the comments, well, fucking do something.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, you're making lots of noise about it, but it's still not enough. Even Bernie Sanders, as great as their stuff is, it's just going out riling the people up and then not giving them a plan.
Yeah.
It's apart from vote when the chance comes along, if you ever will get a chance to vote again, is vote for Democrats. And it's like, no, that's you still even hardened Republicans who have been pissed off with Trump are unlikely to go, well, I'll vote Dem and then no, that won't happen. It won't happen.
What we need is not they suck, but we need what you would have done in place and stuff. We need policy discussion, not rhetoric.
Yeah.
Right?
Because that's why a lot of people voted for Trump in the first place. Because they're kind of fed up of this. A stalemate of rhetoric all the time.
A huge thing was he said on day one he would lower the price of groceries and whatnot. Now he hasn't done that. They've gone up. They've gone up. But what the Democrats never said was, how would you do that? There was no challenge. There was nothing. There was nothing to counter the bullshit with reality. Because the reality was the executive branch of the White House, the executive office or whatever the hell it's called, had no way of stepping in to lower the price of groceries when they're giving tax breaks to the huge corporate rich fucks. It was never going to happen.
Now, I have a theory of why the Democrats were very, very quiet in the early days, because they were sitting back thinking, he's just going to fuck everything up and then we'll get voted in the next time. Yeah, and we'll be fine, not a problem. Yeah, we're just gonna wait it out. We'll be in, not a problem. In the meantime, he's gonna have them shipped in on a plane to El Salvador or something because they don't like him. They'll just round them up and send them away. There'll be no Democratic Party because they'll be in a prison somewhere.
Speaking of which, Trump is going on a hate rampage now on the law firms that have gone after him for his actual illegal activities. And you know what's going on? Just like American news, they're settling out of court before it happens. He's literally shaking down his enemies for money.
Yeah. Some are backing down and some are kicking back.
But even some, your law firms, and you're scared of the man. What does that say? Like you got Carolyn Nowak standing up, getting mad that lower court judges have the gall to disagree with the president as if they have no authority to do so. They're fucking judges, bitch.
Yeah, but this is the interesting thing because it puts these law firms and individuals into two camps: the ones who are interested about the law and justice, and the ones who are just in it for the fucking money.
Yeah, the ones that just want to keep their job and income, right?
Yeah, because they make it because they got like the top floor offices, and a big skyscraper somewhere.
Yeah,
leave
it to the Republicans to boil it all down to money.
Yeah. What we need is the Pearl Assurance Pirates,
the Crimson Permanent Assurance,
the Crimson Permanent Insurance Pirates that come in and attack those law firms.
Yeah, it's fun to hire an accountant and sail the wide accountancy. I love that, man. My son can sing that like nobody's business. It's awesome.
But it's funny though because that's a really, really old film. But the thing is,
it's exactly right.
You get all these executives at the top level. They're just buying other people's companies. Just strip them down, get the bare bones, and just make the money out of them, then destroy them. And that's exactly what that parody is about. And it's I mean, it was happening then, but it's like happening at an extreme level now.
Oh yeah. There was a thing I saw today on YouTube, a news thing. I can't remember the company, but some company that makes like food products or something turns out to be owned by Unilever. Oh, Ben & Jerry's, the ice cream company, who are famously liberal in their approach to marketing and everything. are actually owned by Unilever, the people that own like soaps and chemical companies and stuff, right? And the CEO of Ben and Jerry's has left the company because of liberal versus Republican bullshit within the hierarchy.
Who was it? Was it Ben or Jerry? Which one?
Yeah. I think it was Ben's cat, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable right now. And the screwed up thing is the people that have the money to donate the most for real political influence are uber rich. And as such, they love what the Republicans are doing because the Republicans are putting the onus for these big corporate tax cuts on the populace through tariffs. And as such, we all lose and the uber rich win again.
So actually, I saw a really interesting video because everybody's talking about taxing the rich. There was this video of this guy talk. I wish I could remember the bloody details because it was fascinating. But it's like one of those kind of like, oh, you want my brain to work now? No, but it was basically why you can't tax the rich, and it basically comes down to the fact that they may have a lot of money. They might be worth a lot of money, but as far as income is concerned, if you have a job, right, you get a job, you get your earnings each week, and the government take money out of it.
Yeah,
that's not what happens with rich people. Like when Elon wanted to buy Twitter, they use this as an example. When he was buying Twitter, he was thinking about selling off Tesla stock to buy it.
Yeah.
But what he did instead, he went to the banks and some private investors and stuff and said, well, give me the money to buy Twitter and I'll use my Tesla stock that I was going to sell as equity.
Yeah.
So basically he just gets free money to buy Twitter that he doesn't own, and it's borrowed but based against, so he hasn't spent any money.
And
if you don't spend actual money, you can't be taxed on it.
Yeah.
And this is how rich people get away with paying taxes.
Yeah. And then they get beautiful tax credits on stuff for nothing. So they do that stuff and then they get, like literally a guy like Musk can pay himself a couple $100 a year in income tax, where some schmuck like you or I pay way more, man.
I don't know if we can taxing the rich is the answer. I think we should do it the way they did in France. Just chop their heads off.
Cut their fucking heads off. Yeah. But here's the thing. You remember just recently with Donald Trump, he was all pissed off at what's his fuck from Ireland there because, oh, you stole our pharmaceutical companies and whatnot and blah, blah. Well, Trump's playing the same game right now. He gave a big tax credit to the big corporations and the rich. Why? To try to get them to bring their head offices back to America. This is the whole game. He only wants a few of the rich people back so he can go, look at all the money that's coming in. But everybody has a minimum wage job and blah, blah, and it doesn't do anything for us. Trump campaigned on the tax credits and all kinds of the right wingers in America were like, yeah, Trump's going to give us more wealth. He promises more wealth. Are any of you more wealthy? No. But your butter and your eggs and shit cost more, don't they? Yes. And your F-150 and your fuel's going up. Yes. Yeah. So how do you feel about your vote, you fucking moron? Oh, I'm seizing up again. There we go. Okay. There we go.
It's funny you talk about the F-150 because Trump was going on about the glorious F-47 new fighter. That's, he probably knows fuck all about it. He probably doesn't know the difference between that and an F-150.
He doesn't know what either are, right?
He has computers.
Yeah, it's all computer.
What the pedals do.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? The guy is still confused by like a Motorola Razr flip phone from he's just it's all computer.
Yeah.
No, it's just
that's why he wasn't in that signal chat group because he doesn't have a phone.
Yeah, exactly.
That works.
Yeah. He trusts Carolyn Nofax to speak for him at the podium, but not on the phone. So, well.
Oh, dear.
Man, she got really mad recently, yelling at somebody almost in denial of things and trying to reassert. What did she say? All of this signal chat thing proves is that our administration is transparent. Well, yeah, to your enemies. It's just ridiculous. But they're trying to play this off. Like, look at the headlines on Fox News and stuff. This is a non-story, it's a non-issue, and blah, blah, and whatnot. Meanwhile, every one of these same people cried bloody murder over the thought that Hillary Clinton had one email on a private server.
I know, the deflection is hilarious, especially I was on Fox News where they gave a list of, and Biden keeping all those documents inside the game. Hang on. You didn't mention Mar-a-Lago in one bit. I
know.
We'll forget about that bit.
But there was enough reading material beside the Golden Throne to entertain the man for 4 years. But it's fine. No.
But the other thing is, I just find it hilarious is the way they're just saying, but the mission was an absolute success. But that's not the problem. We're not talking about
the question.
And apart from the fact it's potentially a war criminal you just did, but we're not even going to go there yet. We're just talking about the fact you invited, and it was Walsh that did it. Tim Walsh actually invited the person in. You've invited a reporter onto a signal chat. You're not supposed to. And this is the head of security, the head of intelligence, and it's like, my God, how has the Pentagon been doing this?
The head of lack of intelligence. I mean,
right. I mean, they've had protocols to do this for years on how to communicate with people. They have the systems built in. They go, no, we'll just use our own personal phones. It's all right. It doesn't matter.
The arrogance, but it shows the mentality of these people. You can't touch me. Right? There's nothing you can do, so I'll just act as I please.
Oh, by the way, Steve Walsh in the chat. Hey, Steve, he's also saying it wasn't successful because there's still no freedom of navigation.
Yeah.
All that bombing didn't work.
Speaking of which, Steve, good call, because I want to bring up the fact during those texts how disparaging those cocksuckers were about Europe and everybody, and we have to extract some value out of this from them. What?
Yeah, bitches.
Yeah. You decide on your own to take an action and then think that you can just bill other people because you decided to do it alone? Are you out of your fucking minds?
Yeah. Now, I got to point out, I am just on the west of London here, but even I heard when that news broke across the ocean, across the English Channel, I heard in unison millions of French people just going, sacre bleu.
Exactly. Every car in France stopped and they all went to their trunks to get their high-vis jackets just in case.
What were we protesting against? Whatever they're protesting against.
Yeah. I've got the Molotov cocktail licked. What's my target?
Oh, weapons of mass destruction. Don't forget Molotov cocktails, apparently. Did you hear that?
Well, only if you throw it at a Tesla dealership.
I thought that was hilarious when she said, weapons of mass destruction. Weapons? Do you know what a weapon of mass destruction? It's a Molotov cocktail, you tart. It's like saying, a kid had a box of fireworks and he set them off. Oh, weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you took a Molotov cocktail and threw it at Elon Musk's house and it burned down, that's not a weapon of mass destruction. It took out one building.
Yeah, he's got an island somewhere, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you can find the volcano he lives in, right?
Like a Bond villain.
Totally. Yeah. You know, he'd be the guy holding a cat doing this for sure, right?
I mean, to be fair, if I had his kind of money, I would definitely build myself a Bond villain lair. You know, like what's his name? Is it Mr. Facebook guy's got that? Jesus Christ, I forgot his bloody name now.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Zuckerberg. He's got an island. He's got an island somewhere. And he's built this massive complex there. Or was it him or was it Bezos? Who knows? It's one of these billionaires.
They're probably in a they're probably in a fight right now to see who has the most square footage of air conditioning inside on their private island, right?
It's like Tracy Island from Thunderbirds. You know, Bezos has got like a rocket launcher. And it's a swimming pool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, the place probably goes through 1,000 liters of diesel a day in electricity because he couldn't be bothered with solar panels and stuff and whatnot, right? Imagine the excessive.
It's got immigrants on wheels. It's immigrants on tread wheels generating the electricity. They get him shipped in from El Salvador.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And anytime that big prison gets overrun, Bezos gets a new bedroom.
Nuts. Absolutely.
It's really bad, though. It's really bad. You know, I'm still in utter shock that this is the modern world that we're facing right now. I thought all this Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great kind of militaristic expansion was long behind us. I can't believe this is what we're looking at. Can't believe it. You know, I mean, I'm thinking to myself, I live in the west side of the Rockies in British Columbia right now, in a small town. Well, it's not that small, but it's small. And even still, I'm thinking, you know, should I like be building a log cabin up in the woods for my son and I? You know, I mean, what the fuck, man? You know?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I have fibromyalgia and stuff, and I'm old, so I ain't
building shit.
Yeah, I'm not building anything, but you know, maybe we can.
You can get that by that castle, that Lego castle once that guy's finished, and just rebuild that.
Guys, I need some 3D printers. Let's get a fundraiser going here because
the 3D printer log cabin.
Well, Americans have been putting plastic wood on vehicles for 40 years. Why can't I have a plastic wooden log home?
Yeah. Well, you could 3D print your own logs, if you know what I mean. Human logs. just you just got to shit out on a conveyor belt so they come out in a nice straight line. Just dry them out in the sun. You know, it'll be all right.
Turd house. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a historic thing in Canada. That's where we have the Jell-O pudding for the royal wedding.
Okay.
South Park joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I should have guessed, really.
Should have known.
It's the only jokes you got.
Oh, come on now. Fuck.
Okay, it's the only jokes you steal, apart from Monty Python.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a little bit better, but even still, you know. Here, you want to see a good one? All right, wait a minute.
Oh, did you shit that out?
Yeah, not quite. No. But we get it real cheap up here. So,
yeah, truffles.
Smells way better.
Yeah, you're one of those special kind of truffle pigs.
Yeah, exactly.
Special truffles.
Yeah, I got the kind of truffles that a border dog would find,
and he'd like it. What kind of bastards get dogs like hooked into drugs like that? You know, they just
is that how they do it?
Yeah,
is that how they do it?
Yeah, obviously, you just pump them full of heroin and what.
Yeah, exactly. Turn a dog into a junkie and he can find a fix, you know, like fuck, man.
Well, it's like a junkie can always find his dealer, you know, it's the same sort of thing. No matter how fucked you are, you can always find your dealer.
Yeah, let a junkie out of jail. He goes to his dealer before he goes home, right? You know.
We're being unkind to the people who are definitely suffering from, drug abuse. They want to get clean. So we should be nice to those kind of people a bit.
Oh, are you talking about me right now? I'm not even sure how this is going down.
I was being momentarily sycophantic, so I better stop there.
Son of a beachy.
It doesn't suit me.
Neither does a suit.
Yeah, that's true.
What's pissing you guys off in the chat in the world right now? What's got your beef? You know, give us a topic here. Let's see what you all think. You know,
probably the recording of the 42 show.
Yeah. Pisses me off because I'm gonna have to edit the motherfucker before we put it up. Oh. Yeah, and I'm drinking today, so that means it probably won't get posted until like 10 a.m. tomorrow or something. You know, I'll try to do it tonight. Anybody want a job doing edits? It pays like, Russian military, right? You know.
Yeah. If we don't do the job right, we shoot you.
In a nice way, you know.
Yeah. Well, we throw out of the window first, then shoot you.
Yeah, on the way down, right? You know, and then we give your mom a flat eggs and. I was cleaning up in here before the show, and I kicked my mute foot pedal way in the corner into the room. I can't get it, so I have to use the button. Yeah, sucks. When you're smoking pot, you tend to cough, so you need your mute button, right? I'm not one to usually breach the mute rule, but
I don't remember seeing a mute rule anywhere.
There's always a mute rule, Unlike some people that will remain nameless.
Name them.
You shouldn't. Yeah. I could.
I'll name them.
Yeah. You don't snort, fart, or cough when you're on stream.
Oh, bugger.
Yeah. It's kind of like having sex.
What, you don't snort, fart, or... Well, you have to mute when you're having sex.
Well, okay, except for the fart part, right? But,
No masturbating without using the mute button. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And no getting masturbated by your partner without the mute button.
Hang on, who has to be muted, the partner or you?
It really depends on who's having more fun at the moment. Right? It could be either one. I'm not really sure. It depends on the quality and level of sound being emitted from said activity, right? You could have somebody going, doing that, what's her name from the disco era? Love to love you, baby. And then, you got to let that play. Donna Summer, I think. And, but you could have somebody with, an addiction to
Bingo!
Yeah. And Bingo was her name. OBING. I'm not sure that's going to work. Let's talk about 80s songs. No, well, let's talk about 80s song lyrics for a second because. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's the more you look into the 80s song lyrics, the more you'll find that there's only 3 topics. I was out getting wasted. I was out partying with a real party girl, and the party girl just broke up with me, and I'm a miserable wreck. Is that pretty much all there is?
No, not at all. Because you had the song about the bombing of Hiroshima, the Enola Gay. You have
What?
You got Don't Like Mondays, which is about school shooting. What else have we got?
No. You don't get to bring in the odd song to get rid of the stereotype that was earned due to the generalization of the era. Right?
Well,
I'm not saying every song, well, I pretty close, but I mean, you had Sting doing his song Russians or whatever. Do the Russians love their children too? But for the most part,
they hate Americans.
Right. But for the most part, it was You Spin Me Right Round and Van Halen, Little Dancer, and I mean, you go back through the Van Halen catalog when David Lee Roth was the singer, and I think half of their songs are about strippers.
Oh, you got to write about what you know.
Yeah. Which is the only thing Roth knew, I think.
He's writing about his mum. Hey, mum, I wrote another song about you.
Yeah. But I think that was one of the things that gave the grunge era that came in after the 80s more credibility. Wasn't so much the lack of production and the more raw sound of the music, because that doesn't really translate in FM radio in like 90s cars that had shitty stereos and stuff. It sounded like crap. I think it was the more socially aware style of lyric that actually brought the public into it more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't realize I had to come in and be all intellectual.
Yeah. It was the same with rap, right? Rap had its early days where it was all just sucker MCs and everybody making fun of each other. And then all of a sudden it became socially conscious and it was awesome. And then gangster rap ruined it all. And to me, that's exactly what happened with music through the 80s. You had all this virtuosity that was amazing, but the songs had no depth. They were kind of weak. And then you get into the 90s with the grunge era. The songs have a lot more depth, but there's not a lot of real behind it. And then you get to the commercial explosion. That's the gangster rap where you got Sting and FM radio and everything colliding. And it's just, you got rap and country music. I don't know what the fuck's going on anymore, man.
Yeah, you don't hear many country songs, where they're singing about their hoes and their bitches and their BMWs and AMGs, sorry.
No, they rap about their Chevy small blocks and their Krieger SS rims and their dogs running away. It's really weird, man.
The wife's taking my car.
Yeah. But there was this whole cultural awakening in rap that also happened in grunge. But then grunge gave way to the whiny emo crap, and rap gave way to gangster rap nonsense. And the political thing, it's kind of like the beatniks and whatnot in the late 60s and so on, where the Bob Dylans were getting real popular and that political stuff, but then it became incense and peppermints and and it just became bullshit, right? The meaning in the music can never last for long without the powers that be, the money behind it, saturating and ruining the movement for the commercial gain. I guess that's what I'm going at. Yeah. Okay. Long rant, but I finally got to the fucking point.
Yeah. Sorry, am I back in the room?
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, It always happens. Anything that starts as good and with a valid thing behind it gets saturated into bullshit. Even political movements and stuff, you know. Can't keep this thing going. I rolled it too tight.
All I can think of is hit me with your rhythm stick. That's all.
Was that Pat Benatar in her more S&M days?
No, it was punk. Hit me with your rhythm stick. Hit me. Hit me.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Anybody in the chat remember that? Go on. Take a guess.
Yeah. God, man, the beer's got me burping today.
Hope it's the beers. There we go. Ian Jury and the Who. Ian Jury and the Blockheads it was.
Putin's cat, rock me Amadeus. Amadeus. I remember that one. Yeah. Ian Dury and the Blockheads.
Yeah.
Cool name.
Yeah.
I like that.
They probably didn't get over your side of the waters.
I don't think so. Well, they could have in early days of punk. It sounds like an old band, right?
It was sort of like commercialized punk. It wasn't like the proper punk. It was like radio, Radio 1, top of the pops.
What year? What era?
Oh Jesus! I don't know, 80s.
Okay. So they were like the Human League of punk.
Yeah, you guess so. Yeah, very raw. Ian Jury was quite a character. Some of
the punk rock gets so raw, I just can't even listen to it. But some of it is very good. There's a punk band from the early 90s, the skateboard era of punk. Less Than Jake. Very big fan. Love those guys. Another one is Lagwagon. Fucking awesome. Oh my God, the drummer from Lagwagon. You want to hear a fucking drummer that can play? Listen to that guy. He's like up there with Neil Peart from Rush in my books. He's amazing. My buddy in Southern Ontario during that early 90s, late 80s punk revival, the second coming that happened with Bad Religion and No Effects and Fat Records and those labels and whatnot. He had a really cool record store back then, and vinyl was already going out of fashion, but not in the punk scene. And he hooked me up with a band called Fugazi that were really good, really liked them. There was another one, strange name, but Brown Lobster Tank. They were really cool. Yeah. They had a song about Ron Jeremy that was really, really good. Timing changes and everything. Yeah. They were great.
I wouldn't be sitting on the band meeting when they came up with a name for that.
Brown Lobster Tank.
Brown Lobster Tank.
Yeah.
Well, they like just sitting in a room all stoned and go, what should we call ourselves? They all just look round and go, hey, what's that tank over there? Oh, Brown Lobster Tank. Yeah, that'll do.
It's funny, in the beginning of the song, they got Ron Jeremy himself, and he goes, I'm Ron Jeremy, and I'm here with Brown Lobster Tank. Brown Lobster Tank? And then the song kicks in, right? And he's not a real actor. It kind of sounds honest, it's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, they were cool.
Are you claiming that Ron Jeremy is not a proper actor?
Yeah. Well, his penis is, but
I mean, he's never won an Oscar. I mean, that's for best supporting actor.
Is there an equivalent to an Oscar for a cock actor? Does that even exist?
No, there are. I think there are porn industry awards.
Are they?
I'm surprised it's never come up in any of the 42 shows.
Tightest overused box, longest erection for a man over 50, what.
Well, I mean, I'm not an expert on it, so I can't. You can't quiz me too much about it. I think I am aware of it. I think I've seen it somewhere, but obviously I've never been invited. I've never been given an award.
Yeah. I've done a lot of camera work, but it turns out that when you only make your own movies, it doesn't count.
Hey, talking about camera work.
Mm.
Now, I don't know whether anybody has seen it. There's a new series on Netflix called Adolescence, and it's a 4-part drama. Really, really real and gritty. But one of the most it's absolutely fantastic. Don't get me. I'm not going to take away from that side of it. But one of the most amazing things in it, I don't know how long it is, 40 or 50 minutes. Each episode is one shot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's absolutely staggering.
And a guy with your skills for digital visual effects, you're still saying it's one shot? Like you didn't see a sneaky cut during like when they crossed a door frame or anything? No?
There are none. They are actually done in one shot. And and the stories, they'll go from from the house into a car. The car drives along. They get out. They go into a store. They come out, have a fight in a park. They go back into the house, and it's some of the shots. You see the guys talking. He goes into the car park, and the camera comes in close into him. And then the camera just like rises up and over the top and looking down into a fucking drone shot. And it's absolutely staggering.
Wow.
And yeah, it's a really good series if you don't mind some hard hitting storylines, and it's kind of emotional. But on a technical level, it's absolutely stunning.
Are they trying to do a thing like that movie? I think it was from the late 80s, early 90s, Kids, when it was like drug addict young people, and holy fuck, man. I did not find myself able to watch that movie.
Oh, I don't know if it's like that, but it's basically about a kid who is arrested for stabbing a young girl.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's heavy. It's not light.
There's that word again. Is there something wrong? No, I'm just kidding.
Something wrong with the gravitational pull? Yeah. No, but it's just on a technical level, it's just absolutely stunning.
Wow.
Because it's like they had.
That's one of the things. I don't know a lot about cinematography and stuff, but one of the few things I notice is when somebody holds one shot for a long time. And it's not because of the camera work, it's because of the discipline of the actors to fucking pull it off, man.
Yeah. Oh, this is staggering. They had days of rehearsal, planning. And it happened, the thing is, like, even like they go into a school and there's like hundreds of extras, kids extras, so everything is all planned out. They do lots of rehearsal. They'll spend like 5 days on an episode where they shoot once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and then the next day do it again, and then the next day they do it again. And so it's like episode 1 is like take 5. That's the one thing. It's literally take 5 is the one they used for that episode. And all the episodes are just like just like one take.
Wow.
And yeah, they had like multiple cameramen throughout the whole scene, so they could do like handoffs. So there'd be like someone in the back of a car, and then someone coming up to the car, so the cameraman will take over.
That's cool.
Or the drone comes down, they hook the camera onto the drone takes it away and brings it back, and the cameraman takes over again. And it's
neat.
They had people extras. They had crew dressed as extras. So they're all they're in shot, but it doesn't matter because they're dressed as extras. They come in and do their bit.
I would love to see that movie shot from behind the scenes. Right?
Apparently, there's loads of videos on YouTube about it. I haven't seen them yet because we're only just talking about it today. But
back in the, I think it was the 80s, but it could have been the early 90s. There was a comedy show on TV called Rock. I think it was. It was a dude who was a garbage man. He had a family and stuff, and it was a decently popular sitcom-like show, but I think they felt pressure in the ratings. I'm not really sure. And what they did was they started doing it live like they did back in the day. And it was really cool then. But the public didn't understand how cool it was. And the show didn't survive. It's a real shame because when they started doing it live, it was very much like the Carol Burnett show and so on from back in the day. It was really good, you know. But
that's one of the things I talk about the 42 show is I hope, and I know today's was a bit of a foul up on several occasions, but apart from that, I like to think that people appreciate and notice the fact that we actually do that like live or unedited. There's not many people that do that. Although I suppose you could say anybody who does a video is doing it live,
Yes, but not yes, because when you're putting all kinds of edits in and you're covering your edits with your B-roll and stuff, that's not live at all, right? And every now and then when we upload the 42 show, you'll see the odd little cross blend edit. But the only time we do that, and I think there's only ever been like 3 of them, was when there was some weird video conferencing issue between us. That's all, right?
Yeah, because back in the day when we were doing it live on the live channel before we actually uploaded it, we just like had to suck those up and just go, whatever. Yeah. But if you're going to put it as a video, why not take it out? Why not cut it?
Yeah, exactly, right? We had a couple of weeks ago, we had a moment where there was like a 2.5 second dead air pause due to a latency thing between us. So I blended it out because that's not usually how we roll, right? That wouldn't be fair. But we don't do takes and I could never do that.
Apart from the time you did the opening bit again.
But there was a fuck up, right? That's not fair, I mean, shit, whatever I say at the intro of the show was thought up 30 seconds before. There's no such thing as scripting and whatnot, right?
Yeah, it's funny how sometimes you give me a clue what you're going to say so I can line something up. And then sometimes, like tonight, I had no clue what you were going to say.
Yeah, tonight I said to him, my intro is going to be like 2 sentences. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, he had no idea what I was going to fucking do, right? No.
Can't remember what you said now. Oh, yeah, it was about sofas or something. Yeah.
Oh, I was invited into Signal as well, but it was just some woman named Ursula trying to sell an old, well-used couch.
So I went to JT Vance,
which was the That's why it's better not to. Like if I say to Dunk, I'm going to do this, then he goes, oh, okay. Well, I come up with this. So I'm going to script this out. Oh, great joke. He'll probably do better on the spot. Why bother scripting it?
Well, the funny thing was, I can't remember which show it was and what it was you said. I can't remember what it was, but you said to me, right, I'm going to say this at the beginning. And then you started it. And then you didn't say that, but I had already lined up a response to that thing. So when I did my response, it was like, that didn't make any fucking sense anymore.
Yeah, exactly, right? Because, and that's the whole thing. You're better off not to do that, right? Like when we did the 42 show tonight, Duncan, I don't know what our articles are. When there was that, where's that picture? Let me just.
I certainly didn't know tonight.
Yeah. Like tonight, when I brought up this picture, I'm like, Dunk, why do we have a picture of a messy, dirty street? I don't know what's going on. Turns out it was, a filibuster for security and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I like it better not knowing. I don't want to know, right? It's way better to be. It's part of the excitement of doing it. If it's all scripted and I'm just acting out a part, I don't even want to play then, right? That's not what I'm here for.
So no Shills nativity play for us then this Christmas.
Unless I can be the donkey.
I was thinking of being the baby Jesus.
I'll be his penis.
I thought, what? I don't think the baby Jesus had a penis. Not in the Bible.
Hold on, I'll put on my hood.
Good old Jedi. You got to wrap a tea towel around your head. That's how you play the part.
Oh man, yeah. So canceled. We are.
Oh, I don't know if we've been cancelled. It's just no one will watch it.
Well, we might get canceled by Star Trek fans for these lame ass jokes at this point.
Hey, talking of which, not got many people watching here tonight. Is there something else on?
Yeah, well, we didn't do that whole thing, and you were like, "Yeah, we don't need to anymore." I was like, "Oh,
yeah." Well, I don't know. I did only brought a few people over. I don't know.
I think the event being on the other one spurred a lot of people to go, "Oh, right," and went to the other channel, and as such, it actually worked better than we thought.
Maybe what we should do is make a thumbnail to read to get people so they'll see the thumbnail on the Shills channel, but don't actually do the show on the Shills channel. Just delete it as soon as the show starts.
No. What you do is you go live only with the thumbnail, and you go, "Hey, welcome everybody." If I'm static and still, well, you're in the wrong place. But I don't think that's quite enough, right? But it definitely makes a difference. I think now looking at it, yeah.
Well, we would ask the audience if those people that normally get redirected over here were here.
Why bother? They're all drunk.
They're all
They're drunk enough that we sound coherent and make sense.
They're all watching baseball, isn't it? It's Mad March. Is it baseball? Yeah, everyone's into fucking baseball.
I think it's basketball, isn't it?
Is it basketball?
Can't be.
Oh, yeah, basketball.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, or
it's an American sport, so it's always something to do with balls. It's all bollocks.
Okay,
it's basketball, baseball, football, volleyball, owl my balls, and what else is there? And ladies, owl my balls.
Name me 5 sports professionally played in the UK by rich people that don't involve a ball.
Oh, by rich people?
Yes.
Chess. I win.
Yeah, but that's played in America too.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You mean exclusively in the UK?
Yeah, because you're saying all America does is play with their balls, right? So, show me a sport in the UK that earns top big dollar that has nothing to do with a ball.
Yeah, jousting.
No, I said top dollar. So try again.
You had to be a knight to joust, didn't you?
Yeah, but in the UK in this day and age, all that means is you have to be some ginger with a bad attitude, right?
Actually, if you think about any sport that's where you're making real money, you're basically playing to the plebs anyway. So yeah,
well, that means kicking a ball around, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's basically to be kicking a ball around, or an oddly shaped ball like in rugby or whatever.
Even in polo, you guys still play polo as if it actually matters to the world. What's the object that gets thrown around?
No, wait a minute. In polo, that's definitely a rich person's game, because obviously you got to have a fucking horse as well. So and it's usually played a lot by the military cavalry and stuff like that, because they've got horses, and stuff like that.
Okay,
but no one watches it. It doesn't get televised or anything like that. No, it's one of those odd sports that gets
even
played.
Still, it has a ball.
Oh yeah, it has a ball. Yeah. Or if you're playing it in it's like Persian countries, it's a head. It's someone's head they kick around. He's bugging off. Huh. All this odd conversations where
that's kind of like Mayans and that whole thing. Kick it through the little loop in the wall, or you die.
And you die.
yeah. I guess
you die anyway.
Yeah. Sounds like a vicious sport, that one.
Or you die and then we kick your head around. Yeah. And your children.
Yeah. Dark Oblation in the chat talking about curling. Okay, curling does not involve a ball. It involves
almost a ball.
Yeah,
it's almost a ball. It's a very squashy ball.
Yeah, but we also play that big time in Canada. We like our curling around here. When I was like,
it's not a top dollar sport though, is it? It's not.
Well, top dollar like the NHL, no, but it's still bigger than like badminton and stuff. In Canada,
there you go. You just named it yourself.
Yeah. But no, badminton's not a high paid sport. Like, it's just not.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it shown anyway.
No, the only people that are really, really good at the sport are the Chinese, and they probably play it by, fear of death. So I'm not really sure that counts.
Yeah, well, I had a friend at the school who was like county champion. Yeah, so there.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
I don't think he made anybody in it though.
Yeah. Every school needs a boy that wears a bra, so it's okay.
Yeah. He's like shuttling his cock around.
I was trying to get a joke in about the cock.
Yeah. There's always a cock joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. BJ, see that?
If there's a gap, Dick is always trying to get his cock in.
Well, yeah.
I want that on a t-shirt.
PJ in the chat brought up a good one. Yachting is an intense sport that has nothing to do with balls. Okay, I'll give you that one.
Well done, PJ.
Yeah. And there's big money on the line, right?
Yeah. But you have to have big balls to do it.
Oh, man. When you see those things cruising on the water with the catamaran style one, and they're big up in the Oracle carbon fiber sail thing, and you're like, wow, that's amazing. But have you ever seen footage of those guys up close on the boat? Oh, they are literally getting beaten to within an inch of their lives, man.
Yeah. Blood in the palms of their hands.
Oh, man. Yeah, they work hard. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
But very, very, very cool.
Yeah. When I learned how tough it was.
Hang on. I got one. And you should have got this one straight from the start.
Oh, fuck.
Formula One.
Are you kidding?
Motor racing.
Motor racing is completely based on the size of your balls. That is all it is.
Yeah, well, you said a sport that doesn't use your balls. Well, or doesn't use balls, but
motor racing is only your balls.
Use your balls.
Have you ever drove a race car? I did auto racing lessons, and when you're screaming into a corner at like way faster than you've ever driven in your life, and your brain is screaming at you, hit the brakes, but it's way too early to hit the brakes. And so you resist, and then your brain is screaming at, we're gonna die, hit the brakes. And you resist, and you finally hit the brakes at the last second, dive for the apex. And then your brain is saying to you, don't hit the throttle. And you are hitting the throttle, and the ass end's kicking out, and you feel like you're going to die. Auto racing, more than any sport in the world, is totally based on balls. It's just the ones between your legs.
Yeah. You're not kicking them around.
No,
and also that would prevent women being in the sport. So.
Well, that's it has for years, because we even call it the cockpit in racing, right? I know how bad that is, right?
Or is it because the world's gone so modern these days that women today, in motor racing, do actually have massive balls?
No, fuck all that, because it used to be that driving a racing car, it was all about lightness. So there was no power steering, no power brakes, blah blah blah, and you had to be a fucking specimen of a human to push the brake pedal, to push the clutch, the whole bit. But those days are long gone. And Danica Patrick and so many other females have shown that if they are just given a chance in grassroots racing, so they're brought up at the limit of speed to what a vehicle can do, they can compete no problem at all.
Well, the thing is that they have the same thing with horse racing. Again, another high-paying sport that doesn't have any balls in it.
It doesn't, because it's all women. So
horse racing.
I'm kidding.
No, but the thing is, horse racing, right?
4-foot dudes. I mean, they're
wait. This is my point. You have the little guys, the little jockeys, like little school children. They put them on the horses
to
run the horse,
right?
But why don't they put those jockeys into Formula One cars? Why aren't Formula One drivers midgets? Because think about the amount of weight, you say.
Yeah, but look at Formula One drivers from the 70s, when James Hunt, 6'1", tall, dark, and handsome, fucking everything that moved was on the grid. That's barely the case anymore. These guys are slimmed down, and their diets are regulated, and holy shit, man. You could
just have a brain in a jar sitting in the seat and just do it.
No, but
just a head.
But that takes everything away from it, because without the fear of driving on the limit, coming out of the corner with the ass end squirreling and you're barely in control, and then you go into the corner and you're on the brakes and you're barely in control. Without that motherfucker is going to crash into the wall and hurt himself. Fear. There is no thrill to auto racing without the fear of, if you fuck up once, you're in real trouble. There's nothing left. It's done.
Well, here you go. Here's a solution to make Formula One and all motorsports even more exciting: is clone the drivers, and then they won't care. They'll put they'll just go drive madder than ever, really put risks into it, because they know if they get killed off, there's a clone that will come in and take their place.
No, but what you're saying was the reality in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. You literally had 16 races, actually sometimes 14 or 13 in a year of Formula One, and you would have 3 deaths out of 28 drivers.
Yeah, that's what made it exciting.
Well,
people watched it.
Too exciting, right? But but that's the thing with auto racing. When you see 3 drivers going wheel to wheel through the high banking of the Indy 500, and they're doing 240 miles an hour without fenders, and if those wheels touch, somebody's going into the wall and going to the hospital. Holy fuck, is that exciting to watch? Yeah. And instead of some sweaty guy being thrown the ball and oh god, right? I'm just
enough about the all sex videos. I don't know about that. But, I mean, the thing is, you got to admit a bit of a crashiness in motor racing. People do enjoy that.
They do. Some people watch for that. I find that
it's wrong.
Yeah,
it's totally wrong. It's very much like a gladiatorial kind of mentality. Throw the Christians to the lions to see them be getting torn apart. But a lot of people enjoy that part of motor racing.
Yeah,
is when it doesn't go right.
It's the death defying. That's why you watched Evel Knievel and so on and so forth, right? That's what Formula One and IndyCar and top level motorsport is about. It's you're watching them defy death basically every time, right?
Evel Knievel missed a trick in his career, because he was always getting busted up. What he should have done, while he was doing all the films and stuff and doing all the stunts, what he should have done is like a TV series of him being in hospital and being rebuilt each week.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're replacing his thigh with a titanium bone.
If Evel Knievel was alive right now, the reality series of his rehab would probably be as popular as the video of him fucking it up. Right?
If he was alive today, you'd hear him clanking down the corridor.
Yeah. Come with me if you want to live. Yeah.
He wasn't that evil anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm not too sure what a Knievel is.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right. I always thought it was like a badger, but it turns out he can really ride a motorcycle, right?
Isn't a Knievel those sort of things you find in ship's biscuits wriggling around?
Only for pirates, so they were unleavened, right?
Oh, they're definitely evil. If they're in pirate ship's biscuits, they're evil Knievels.
Somalian pirates, we.
Or. Hang on, no, I'm doing my Cornish accent again every time trying to do a pirate or sound like a Somerset farmer. I am a cider drinker.
Yeah, dude, you go back to our day as a kid, and pirates were sold to us as in fairy tales and kids' stories and whatnot, as if they were like the heroes of the story.
Do you know what's funny? I talked to my daughter about this and a long time ago, and we got this thing now because pirates. Pirates were the scourge of the seas back in the day. And what I mean, some of them were heroic, as
they were like homeless people with guns, man.
Yeah, you had privateers. They're not quite the same as pirates, but they were a bit more professional in their game. But the thing is, what's funny is, you go into like a kid's shop. And there'll be like a little book of pirates, and they got these cute little pirate books, and the little illustrations. They got an eye patch and a wooden leg and everything. But they're having fun, jolly times on the sea.
Oh, exactly.
And kids love dressing up as pirates, and there's this whole pirate thing in kid culture, which is like it's insane because It's like having Nazis. You don't see like kids dressing up as Nazis. They're cute little Nazis. They got little Nazis.
Exactly.
They do little cute steps and stuff.
What a Hitler stash that 5-year-old has. That's so cute.
It's the same fucking thing, but
exactly.
It doesn't. I mean, obviously, I understand why culturally we wouldn't do that. But it would be fucking funny.
Yeah.
You don't get kids dressing up as Somalian pirates.
Yeah. I dressed my kid up as Hitler for Halloween. He took out 3 Jews. It was so awesome.
When you say took them out, he took them to dinner.
Yeah, he just stole their candy, right? And
then incinerated them in an oven.
About a year ago, we had no problem making old 70s Jewish jokes and Irish jokes and whatnot on this channel because We're old. That's kind of what we do, right? You know. We don't mean anything by it. I mean, I make fun of my neighbors just as much as them, and they're white trash to say white trash, right? So
but we do it retrospectively, like the 8-bit channels talk about computers. We do jokes in a retrospective manner.
Yeah, when I say a Polack is slow, it's kind of like a Commodore CD or disk drive, right? I mean, it's not personal.
Yeah. The only one thing you don't do with those your Polish people is retrobrite them. We tried doing that with the darkies, and that didn't go down well. Hey, interesting thing about racism. I found out the other day in World War II.
Interesting thing.
It is interesting. In World War II, when American troops were being sent over to Britain and Europe, they were given a document and a full explanation about tolerance of black people in Europe and in the UK, because we don't treat them the same way as you do. Yeah, wow. So because you had American GIs going off to Britain, and they're going into pubs, and there's all these black dudes in the pub.
And they're trying to get to the back of the bus.
They're basically saying, "What the fuck are all these doing?"
Yeah, exactly.
And it's because the Britons didn't care.
And everybody in Europe's just like, "Oh, yeah, that's Bruce." You know, he's. What are you talking about?
I just a hilarious, snippet of historical info that. GIs had to be explained that we don't seem to hate the black people quite as much as you do.
It turns out in Europe, there's not a history of ownership, so you're gonna have to figure it out.
Wow. Well, to be fair, there was a little bit.
Not so much owner. I mean, years back, sure, but the thing that gets lost in history. No offense, dude, but I'm gonna bring it up. Is America has this.
I'm not offended. I don't have
it wasn't you, right? It's probably your father, but but America gets a lot of shtick over the whole slavery thing, and rightfully so. Don't get me wrong by saying shtick and trying to play it off or whatever, right? I mean, that's some horrific stain on humanity's, CV.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? But America, especially the southern states, take a lot of shtick over this. And yet it was you all with the boats who were bringing over the property to be sold.
Actually, not so much us, because
you were a part of it, though. Well, not you, but you know what I mean? Yeah.
The British. No, a lot of it is more Spanish. There was a lot more Spanish involved.
Definitely, right? Yeah. Because nobody suspects the Spanish Inquisition.
No, I think there were some British shipping involved, but it was definitely frowned upon. It wasn't looked on lightly.
Well, it was like that one guy that's like a historic figure as an explorer for you guys, but essentially he became a pirate for a while and whatnot. What the hell was
Captain Morgan? I don't know what you're laughing at. That's a real guy. He's not just a rum.
I know, but it wasn't him. It was somebody more ingrained in your thing. James May just did a thing on him for his Explorers show, right?
It wasn't James May. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, no.
Drake? I don't know.
I can't remember and he's got this history of being this guy who was all schmoozy with the Queen, and was his name? Drake? Drake? Was it Drake?
It could have been Drake.
It might be Drake. It might be Drake.
Yeah, Francis Drake. Paul Gilbert says in the chat.
Yeah, could be.
He was definitely in with Queen Lizzie the First.
Yeah. And that's who. Okay, yeah. So it's Drake. Yeah. Anna in the chat says Britain was first to ban slavery. Oh yeah, I'm not trying to throw slag or anything. It's just one of those things where
you calling a slag.
Yeah. There's more than one part to the pie, and
yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
We can't deny our part in history. We can sort of go, we weren't quite as bad as the other guys, but we can't deny it didn't happen. So it'd be stupid not to.
Well, I mean, up here in Canada, we love to say we weren't part of slavery and blah blah. But as soon as World War II broke out, we took everybody Asian and rounded them up and put them in fucking camps working on the railroads and shit. So oh yeah. Everybody back then, they were just a bunch of fucking assholes,
Yeah, all the Japanese, they shipped into concentration camps in America. Oh,
yeah. We did the same shit up here, man. And we have this. We have this horrible history with the Catholic schools and the First Nations natives and whatnot up here. Oh my God!
Yeah. Those stories it was like a couple of years ago. Those stories were just like coming out, like one after the other. Just mass graves.
Oh man! Now a lot of it's not 100% proven, and you know what I mean. But it's not going to work out well, right?
Yeah.
Because it's ugly, and you can tell where this is going, right? But the funny thing is we got this thing in Canada, and we in the America you have it with the African American community and so on, but we are supposed to use First Nations or natives, not Indians anymore. And I'm glad for that, because Indians are from India, for God's sakes. I mean, Christopher Columbus, you're an idiot, right? And we've called these folks Indians since then because
he thought he was going to India. Yeah.
Exactly, right? But you've got these old school folk in the native community in Canada, and they're like, don't call me First Nations or blah, blah. I'm a fucking Indian, damn it. But then you got the younger folk who go, don't call me Indian, motherfucker. I'm First Nation or whatever. And you're like, for the love of God, man, I just help me out here. Like, seriously, can I just say, hey, Bruce? Sorry, you're not Australian, right? But, right.
Well, that was an interesting. We were talking about with
I'm not an asshole, but yeah.
No, we're all assholes. Yeah, in some respect, we've got to accept that. No, but interesting conversation though, and we like today. The fact that in Britain, we don't have African Britons, we don't have Italian Britons, don't have Irish Britons, whereas in America, you have African American, you have Italian American, you have Irish American. It's like in America, there's a thing that they seem to feel that they have to. I don't know if it's they're holding
their historic,
clinging onto their ancestry or something. But in Britain, and also America is still one of the most racist countries in the world. In Britain, that doesn't happen. You just become a British citizen and you're British. You have an ancestry, and if you want to discuss it with somebody, you can talk about that. But you're not labeled.
I have the answer to this. It's because America as a whole, not the people in general, has a real thing with us versus them. Baseball, the National League versus the American League, and so on, and right. And I think that's where you get that whole, I'm not just American, I'm Italian American, and that makes me better than you. And you see what I mean? I think it's that competitive nature, because in Canada, we don't play a lot of that either. Like, we don't have African Americans. We just have black folk, man, because
you also have.
It's fine, right?
In the cities in America, I mean, I correct me if I'm wrong, because I've never lived there. But you essentially have these divisioned communities of Italian Americans, African Americans, Irish Americans, and Jewish Americans. there's all these little parts. If you go into like New York, there's different little sections of the city which seem to be. You can always put fucking borders around them.
Yeah, well, it's the same in Toronto and Vancouver up here. You got Chinatown, blah, blah, and whatnot, and they're literally segregated off. But that's not the modern view. Oh. That came from years back, right?
Well, we have a Chinatown in London, but it's just a fucking street with lots of Chinese shops and restaurants. Yeah, that's about as Chinese as it gets. They live all over the place in London,
Yeah, exactly. It's the same in Vancouver. I mean, in Vancouver, I remember in 1988, 89, I was 18, 19 years old, and I was, hanging out on Granville Street, which was one of those inner city streets, right? And you could sit down and smoke a joint with some Asian girl that was a lawyer, all dressed pretty, but I'd be in like a leather jacket with upside down cross earrings hanging out of my fucking ears and whatnot.
I'm sure you were pretty too.
Hell yeah, baby. But you know what I mean? Like, you could literally, that's the way it was. And nowadays I feel like we're celebrating separation when we should be celebrating togetherness a bit more. I'm not sure that whole thing is the way to go. I like the UK thing more, where I'm a Brit. Yeah, but you have an Indian accent. Well, my parents are Indian and blah, blah, and whatnot, but I'm a Brit. I like that better than this. I'm an Indo-Canadian fucking flopped off a boat with fins and then evolved into fucking relax. Okay, you're Canadian,
Oh dear. Yeah, back in the day, years ago. So I remember it's like, sitcoms. It would be literally based on like a white couple living in a house, and you have a black couple move next door, and it's like,
the Jeffersons,
all the races comedy comes.
Yeah. I remember there's an episode of the Jeffersons from the 70s in America where the white family across the street, I think the guy was a pilot, and the Jeffersons, he had some dry cleaning stores. The white guy got pissed off because the black guy called him a honky. So he turned around and called him the N-word. And this was on television.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I was to repeat that right now, I'd be vilified, right? But back in the day, every one of the actors at the end of the show was like, yeah, good television, right? Because they were trying to point out how stupid it was to behave that way.
Yeah. And like I said before, we should be allowed to say the N-word because we invented it. It's our word. It's not theirs. So,
Stop it.
It's true. But then you also had like a series like Different Strokes where you had the rich white guy. I
love that show.
He adopted a drug addict and a narcissist. They just happened to be black.
But that's how the characters said. Well, actually, the drug addict was the white girl, right?
Oh, yeah, she was a drug addict as well.
Oh, yeah, she was the drug addict for a while, right? Until I think Mallory from Family Ties took over. Well,
was she the one that was like, supplying Willis?
Could have been, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to love Different Strokes. Come home from school, would be on,
Yeah. I like that show a lot. I remember as a kid. But I remember as a kid, I didn't even catch on to the fact that the family that adopted the black kids was rich and they weren't. I didn't even see that side of it, right? As a Canadian, I was just like, hey,
staircase. Big staircase they had in the house. You got a big staircase like that, you're rich.
Yeah. Well, they had a separate staircase going into the kitchen for the staff, didn't they? Or was that the show Benson where they had the black butler?
Yeah. That would be Benson.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince. I don't know. Same thing.
I wasn't a big fan of that show.
Of course not. It's got Bruce Willis in it. No, the other guy.
Yeah. Carlton, right? Yeah.
Carlton was the best bit in it. He's the whitest black dude you'll ever see.
I know. I loved his George Jones thing. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. He was awesome at that, man. That was great.
Great.
Yeah. There was one episode, I didn't watch that show very much, but there was a visiting female basketball or volleyball team visiting the school that Carlton and the Fresh Prince went to one episode. And this big, tough, blonde-looking girl walked by, and Carlton said, "Let's hear it for the Swedish team or the Russian team or whatever."
Yeah.
And she gooned him or something, man. Yeah. That's one of the few episodes I ever seen. Wasn't a big fan of that show. The idea of taking a teenager that had a rap album and giving them a TV show right away was way too much of a admission to me that the powers that be didn't give a shit about delivering us good content. They just wanted to find superstars they could back and milk. And
no. Okay, you didn't like it. You weren't a big fan, but it was a massive hit. It was a big smash.
It was, and so was Donald Trump. So, sell me another one.
And Will Smith was really good, and he had all the charm and everything. It just made that show a massive success. So I know you don't like it, but I can't take that away from him. He did an incredible job.
Will Smith is Jim Carrey, but darker skinned. He's an over-actor that just hams for the camera. I just can't stand it.
But also like Jim Carrey, he can do proper emotional and proper drama. So
just because you play a gay man does not make you a real actor. I'm not buying that.
I don't know. You've got to be a really good, dedicated actor to be fucked by another man.
Not if you're a Hollywood.
Takes a real.
Have you ever seen his wife? He gets fucked by a man a lot,
What, Chris Rock?
I hear Will Smith just released an album and he actually references the slap in it.
Yeah. Was it, "I'm sorry I hit you"?
Actually, I think he doubles down on "you deserved it."
Okay. "Keep my wife's name out of your mouth."
Yeah. "Smack my bitch up," but it's not you, right? "Smack my bitch up" was actually a fucking hit line in the hook of a song back in the 90s. For fuck's sakes, man, what is wrong with people?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who did that. "Smack my bitch up."
Don't do that because it will stress your brain for knowledge you did not need to relearn.
Well, to be honest with you, my brain just gets stretched just thinking of the word. Even just thinking of the word.
Mexi Girl did it. It's Prodigy. And I was like, fuck, I knew it was Prodigy. And I didn't want to say it because there's been some Prodigy tunes I like, but that was just
Fire Starter and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Prodigy were great. Yeah. But "Smack my bitch up."
The Prodigy were great if you walked into a bar drunk and went, yeah, at least it's not dance music because you're a rock and roller. But that's where the Prodigy begins and ends for me.
Just because you're wearing denim leather jackets and you got a long hair, you can't just like disregard other people's music choices. So shut the fuck up.
Yes, I can actually, and watch me do it. Would you like the 5 minutes or the full hour?
That's you just going full narcissist. You can't do that.
It's not narcissist. I just know better than you, right?
It's the narcissist. You are a fucking narcissist, and you just don't know it.
It's not narcissism if I'm right, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ! It's like Dunning-Kruger. I'm gonna vote for you for top left 2025.
Say that again. I'll kick you off the stream right now.
I'm emailing MC Toon right now. We're gonna get Dick on as top left.
You know what?
I tell you what. I should do that. I tell you what. I should do that. You know, get a nomination in. It might boost our subs.
For fuck's sake! If you do that, I'm giving PJ your seat on the spot.
You can have it. PJ, get over here. You've just been recruited. You're our DEI.
Yeah. I'm gonna go from rest home Yoda to alcoholic R2D2 here in a couple of streams. So
hey, you didn't know. Yeah, he's actually black. PJ, he's didn't know it, but he's black. Yeah, he's all right. It'll be your first DEI hire on the Shills.
Oh.
When I say he's black, you know, his shower broke in 1976 and hasn't been fixed yet. So
yeah, he's just dirty.
Yeah, it's just West Country smog.
Oh, okay. Let me get a beer. Hold on. Actually, I got to see a man about a horse, so I need like a full minute on this one. Yeah. Hold on.
Dear God.
Stop your fucking bitching.
Well, I mean, you see the one on here that's holding the show with a functioning bladder, you know, and you got a fucking fridge to put your beer in, so you don't have to go anywhere. But no, I still want to go for my beer. I still want to go for a wee. You incontinent bastard. Oh, I'm feeling a little bit frisky today. I better calm my roll a little bit. I might say something offensive. You'd like that, wouldn't you? I can see that in the chat. You know, timestamp. Doug says something offensive. Nipples, bottoms. I wish I had plans for when he buggers off. Leaves us to it. You just get such a roll of the conversation that you go, all right, yeah, it's now all on you now. Okay. Lovely. What shall we talk about when he gets back? What can we throw him with? Doug was telling us about his time with a woman recently. Was I? When did I do that? I've never had time with a woman recently. That doesn't happen anymore.
Okay, so I'll apologize to everybody right now because I put Dunk on speakers as I ran up to the bathroom quick and grabbed my beer. And I cannot believe the utter claptrap bullshit that everybody just had to go through. That was like listening to me in rant mode, except it was him.
But it wasn't really rant mode, was it? It was more like gribble mode. It wasn't really a rant so much. No. It was like
it was like he spilled his seed alone on that one. It dribbled.
Which reminds me, I gotta top my glass up. I wonder if I have to make a beer run.
How? Oh, I really think I'm falling apart. I think in about a year or so, I'll be doing this show from a hospital bed. It's just not good.
Who built you, Tesla? Oh no! No! I'm run out. I'll go. All right, I tell you what, I'm throwing you under the bus.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Now, what we'll do is we'll do a comparison. So I tossed Dunk under the bus to run off and see him out about a horse and grab a beer. And now he's run off. Actually, it looks like he's giving oral sex to a donkey. See his his avatar stopped. I think he paused his camera there because he didn't want us to see that his neighbors had popped over for a visit. And that's probably a moment that we don't need to be a part of. So let's talk about llamas and badgers and what they do to the UK countryside as it pertains to Dunk being a co-host on this channel. Now, I think the llamas are doing us a plus because they give him something to chase around and look at to get his whole ADD attention span thing out of the way. And he can just run around and go, oh, I'm chasing a llama. But I do believe the badgers are actually a problem because they give him a little sexual twing that makes him unsure about who he truly is as it pertains to podcasting. So, llama good.
I wish my avatar could flip you the bird right now. I'm doing it at the camera, but it's not interpreting through.
Don't challenge me again, bitch.
What llamas and badgers?
I don't know where that came from, man. I don't know what that was.
Oh, dear.
Just wanted to prove that this is truly live because nobody would have scripted that bullshit.
Yeah.
I was going to light a cigarette and then I realized I had a joint ready to roll. So, conundrums, decisions.
The juicy stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, bring it to me, baby. Ow, ow. That was a really fucked up version of what are they called? What was that band?
Munchkins.
Yeah.
We are the crew of the lollipop gang.
Yeah. Pretty Fly for a black guy. Isn't that what it was called? What were they? Give it to me, baby.
You just sound like a cat just being strung through a mangle. Meow, meow.
Here's my impression of sex in the barrio. Oh, I just got in shit again. The Offspring. Thanks, RP. Yeah, that's it. You know what I don't have right now is one of those little scoops to get the green grass from home into the paper. And I have to use this card. Now, I'm not going to show you what it says because, well, that would be stupid. But it's a business card to somebody that I have to have dealings with coming up. So,
Dolores Massage Parlor with all the happy endings.
Yeah. Her name is Charlotte. Last name Harlot. But,
We mass the age into you all time.
Yeah. I got myself a vacation coming up, going to Case Avenue in the UK. Here we go. Holy man, did I make this fatter than I thought it was going to be?
That's what she said.
Yeah, I feel like a groupie on the back of the bus, like, wow, that's bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, like Adam said to Eve, stand back, honey. I don't know how big this is going to get.
I remember, let's see here. So I was given Rush 2112, the album, the record, when it came out, right? It's one of the greatest prog rock albums in the history of the world. And
never heard you mention it.
No, never once, right? Not around here. And then after that, I got Moving Pictures, and I was very much a prog rock guy very early in my life. Like, I'm talking 9 years old, 10 years old. I was listening to bands like Yes and whatnot. I love that stuff, right? And then
great album art on Yes albums.
Oh man. Oh yeah. And the bass
you
line.
definitely lose yourself in those album covers.
Oh yeah. It's born for LSD, bred from it, and made to bring it back in fashion, baby.
Even just that font.
Yeah. I remember I've already lost my train of thought now, but who fucking cares? Let's go to Yes now. The first time I heard the song Roundabout, I was like, dun, 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 it's such a wicked. And then I'm realizing, wait a minute, that's the goddamn bass player. What's the guitar player doing? And I start listening, and he's just hitting these really little flippy harmonics, and then he goes crazy now and then. And I remember that was probably the first song that I started to analyze and started to think to myself, oh, music doesn't just have to be rock around the clock and the crocodile rock. Music can be complex and brilliant, right? Yeah. And but it went too far, didn't it? Yeah, because there was this band called Genesis.
Oh yeah. What do they do that went too far?
Well,
or do you mean the real early like prog rock stuff?
Yeah. So I only learned who Genesis were
in the name. What's his name? At the front,
Peter Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel. That's it.
I didn't even know. I was only like 13 years old when Peter Gabriel Shock the Monkey came out. I didn't know he was from Genesis, right? So I started hearing Genesis from that point. And I was like, well, they're just kind of faggy FM rock or whatever. I mean, it wasn't really my thing, right?
Max Gill mentions that, the Phil Collins era, that was the faggy FM radio stuff.
Right. But then I discovered that they were a prog rock band in the realm of Rush and all these great bands. And I was like, oh, awesome. I can't wait to hear this. And they're not the same. It's just different. Yeah, they're weird, man.
Apart from you got Peter Gabriel on stage dressed as a sunflower.
And he starts going, hoo, hoo, and stuff. And you're like, what the fuck is going on, man? Yeah, there was a lot.
There was a lot of weird prog rock.
Yeah, Joe, hold on. Joe says in the chat, easy with the transphobe remarks, not cool. Joe, fuck you, man. Everybody in the chat knows we're talking about being the people that we were back in the day, not now. Don't you dare try to put transphobic, even though gay is not trans, so that's fucked up too. But don't you dare try to put that shit on me, motherfucker. This is in the end, I have the last word here. You put that shit on me again, I'll fucking rip you from this channel as fast as I can, motherfucker. Don't you dare do that again. Don't you dare.
There's no homophobic remarks. We got nothing again. What are you on about?
Yeah. Don't you fucking dare. He did it again. Okay, Joe, you get timed out. Fuck you, man.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. How long? 10 minutes. Fuck you, Joe. You do that to me again. You do that to me again, Joe, I'll rip you from this channel as fast as I fucking can. I've got many friends in the YouTuber community who are gay, trans, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. And every one of them knows that I am not being anti anything in the remarks that I just made. You fucking piece of dog shit. Don't you ever bring that to my doorstep again, motherfucker.
I know. I noticed that in like the backroom chat. There's always the comments like, "Oh, that fucking Joe again."
Yeah, Joe, and I'm the one that sticks up for you around here and tries to make it so the mods don't kick you out right away, because I know that you're being a little fucking asshole, and I know you're stirring up shit for whatever reason that you have, because your aunt touched you improperly when you were like 18 years old or whatever it was, right? I get that, but don't you ever bring that to me again, and to any host of this show, as if we are somehow that person. Fuck you, man.
He's obviously like, really desperately trying to knock one off right now, as you're ranting about him, because this is the thing that gets him excited. You shouldn't have even mentioned him, because now he's got that moment that he can go back and watch again and have another wank in it next time. He just needs to release.
Oh, I know.
It's just one of those kind of guys, just wants to, put the needle in and go, bingo.
Exactly, right? Mommy, did I make it go milky? I just fuck, man. Relax, dude. All right.
My Willie's crying from its one good eye.
Yeah. There's so many people in the live chat of this show right now that know that I have zero ill intention to any of that community in any way.
Anybody. I mean, we talked about racist stuff tonight, but again, no ill intention. Any of those people.
We're just old.
We say all weird shit about people.
But we're just old people.
No, but everybody gets it. We never pick on anybody. Everybody gets it. Every race, creed, color, sexuality. They're all open for a bit of jokery, tomfoolery, and all that. Well, especially the tomfoolery. But they're all open up for that. So we don't pick on anybody in particular.
No, we pick on everybody fairly.
And we're never nasty.
No, and when we're having fun, we're having fun. I mean, for God's sakes, I've made fun of myself and made fun of white colonialism and all kinds of things so many times. I shouldn't have to justify my existence. I'm not gonna, enough.
No.
Yeah.
No, we don't. No, we don't need to justify it. But it's true. It's just, it's just what we do. If you don't like
Joe switched to his sock account Jehovah and said, "Oh, what's up with this white alpha male or whatever?" And I just hid that account from this channel forever. You're done. You're done.
You moron.
Joe, one of my biggest strengths in the world is reading people, and I can read the intent of the message and conclude that it's the same person as fast as you can pull your hand from your little pee-pee and put it on your mouse to click the chat box. Okay.
Here's the thing. He's going, what's with the? He says, what's with the toxic old white male? The only one being toxic here is you, Joe.
It's you.
You're the only one who's being toxic. So fuck off.
Exactly.
And take your suck accounts with you.
Yeah.
And tell your less toxic.
And tell your mom I only pay 50% when I don't get off. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when you have to get a deduction from your prostitute because you didn't make it.
Yeah, it sucks to be me sometimes, doesn't it?
You were just too ugly. I couldn't. Even with a bag on your head, I could still remember what you looked like before you put it on. I tried imagination on it. We even drew a pretty face on the bag. It still wasn't enough to do it. I couldn't.
Yeah, exactly. Right. You know, I got a Sharpie. I put like a happy face, you know, it wasn't even missing teeth, Joe. I still couldn't. No.
Yeah. Drew a fantastic portrait of Marilyn Monroe on the bag. Yeah. Still couldn't do it. Yeah. But the, you know, that vast fanny was the fanny that expelled you.
It was the junkie tracks on the calf that gave it away from me. I was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Look, you just look. You actually pushed her aside and go, yeah, the couch we're on looks more attractive.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it the old
thing here. He knows what he's doing.
I'm gonna give it the old JD Vance, honey, if you don't mind.
Slip it into the cushions.
I hear JD Vance has a new album coming out. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, slip a drip.
Photo album.
No, slip a drip into the corduroy. It's a new hit song.
Yeah. I'm waiting for you to start doing adverts or Sofa World or the DFS sale now on. Come and try out our sofas. I know I have.
His wife is going to start doing fucking advertisements for Viagra, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, she's fucked off to Greenland. She's
probably not coming back, right? You know.
Oh, that's so funny. That what was it? It some kind of like a what did they call it when she went over there? It was like a something not an investigative tour or something like that. Yeah. And she investigated Greenland to find out they all fucking hate her. And just
they had people going door to door saying, "Hey, would you like a visit from the vice president's wife and stuff?" And they're like, "No."
Yeah. Well, there was some company. I can't remember who it was. It was like, I don't know if it was like a coffee shop or something like that. But there was some company that said, we'd like a visit, and they went, okay, fine. And then they suddenly realized, well, no, wait, you're just going to turn that into a photo op.
Yeah.
And then he turned around and said, no, actually, no, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not coming.
Yeah.
But I believe JD Vance is going over there to save the situation.
He's there right now. And
really?
The first thing he did was get off the plane and chastise Denmark for their treatment of Greenland.
Oh, brilliant. I know. That's the perfect way to
I know. Every political party except one in Greenland united to form a coalition against America, and their vice
started printing hats, red hats, to make America go away.
Yeah, exactly. And this is not Monaco. This is not the richest place in the world, but everybody started printing and buying some expensive hats, and it's unbelievable. But Trump today even doubled down, and he would not say no to the fact that he would be willing to use military force to take Greenland.
Now, this is the most ridiculous, hilarious point about Greenland is America has had bases on Greenland
since the World War II. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For years. Yeah. For, international security.
Exactly what he's saying. They're already there doing it. I know.
There's absolutely no need for them to hand over their sovereign territory to the United States.
All he has to do is say, hey, you mind if we build another dock? Yeah, sure, cool. You know, that's all he had to do, right? You know,
what does he think? What does he think he's going to get? Like a discount on the tariffs on Lego or something?
Well, Greenland has some strategic reserves of very important minerals, and this is why he's also after Canada, right? Is because we've got some serious reserves, but we're not stupid enough to. Well, no, it's more than that. We're not stupid enough to just.
Sorry, carry on. Get on with it.
No, but close. Cocaine, right? No, but but we've got some strategic rare earth minerals in places where we don't really want to dig them up unless we have to, because it'll make an environmental mess. And as Canadians, we're not really about doing that. Yeah, I know the oil sands, but what are you going to do with them anyway, right? You know, it's already there.
Disappoint you didn't say a boot.
Yeah,
but, carry on.
Yeah. But the there's polluting. There's a positive and a minus to things depending on how you look at it, how you negotiate it, how you treat your friends and neighbors. And then there's Trump, who just says, really? They got something I want? Okay, send in the boats, man. No, it's unbelievable. You don't openly talk about the fact you're going to take places over unless you're, I don't know, Adolf fucking Hitler.
No, Trump is like, there was a TV show over here called Little Britain. I think it was in Little Britain they did this. And
didn't they have a little finger hidey thing going on or something?
I know what you're on about there, but I'm going to move on from that. But there was a character in there where you got a grown man, and he's like sitting there, with his mother, and they're talking, to people, and he goes, "Oh, Bitty, I need a little bitty." And then she would just like open up her blouse, drop her bra, and he'd just start sucking on her tit. Is that the whole thing with the boys and then the okay? Anyway. Well, I don't know about the boys, but this is the thing. When I hear Trump going, well, I want this and I want that. That's what I see. I see a fucking
little baby demanding titty.
Yeah, I see a little fucking man child, and he just wants his little bitty. Oh
my God!
For whatever reason,
they made
Panama. It's Greenland.
They made fun of this on South Park. I fed him Biddy. And it was the guy who raised Bono from being a piece of shit to a real human being. Yeah. I fed him Biddy. Wow. And now I know where I know that reference from. It's South Park. Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure about that. It didn't seem to work on Bono because he's still a tit. Well, I mean, that's the other thing as well. In all this Trump administration, we talked about the Democrats earlier. Where's all the Democrats? Where's all the fucking musicians? Yeah. Why aren't they standing up in podiums?
Where have all the cowboys gone?
Where's U2? Where is Sting? Where are all these people? Just like, where's Prince? Well, Prince is dead, but fuck him. You should just get out of his grave and stop being so fucking lazy. Where are all these people? The musicians. I mean, why isn't Tay-Tay brought out a new album just called "Fuck Trump"? Because why hasn't that happened? Why? Because that's Trump. You think about
Trump. Fuck Trump. Fuck Trump.
No, I'm not buying your album for sure. but no, if you think about it, when it gets down to politics, there are there's 4 groups of people that stand up. Right. You have the opposing political
I
side.
would, but I'm not sober enough to.
Yeah. You just fall down. But you have your political opponents. You have comedians, and late show TV hosts are doing a pretty damn good job, and other comedians are doing a good job. Sorry, where was I? Start from the top. You have your political opponents. You have your comedians. You have your actors who are getting an Oscar, winning an Oscar, and they'll stop going off on Trump. And then you have your musicians. These are the groups of people that will always start shouting out in political issues, and it's what happened before. But where's the anti-Trump albums?
You go back in history. Eric Clapton was a big vocal person for world issues while he was stealing George Harrison's wife.
And
well, it just goes to show you can be an asshole and still look cool in public.
Maybe she's supposed to be stolen. maybe he sold her like a gypsy girl.
I remember when I found out what the song Layla was about, I was like, wow, really? But it's the same as the what is it? Rumors, the Fleetwood Mac album, right? Everybody's fucking everybody else. The drummer Mick Fleetwood's in the background going, "For the love of God, keep this band together. This is a good record."
That must have been about each other.
Yeah. You can go your own way. He's literally singing it to his wife, right?
Why don't you fuck off?
Yeah.
Why are you sucking my friend's cock?
Yeah. Because they had Lindsay and whoever who were married, and then they had Stevie Nicks and what's his name who were basically married but not, and everybody's fucking everybody else, and Mick Fleetwood, the drummer's in the background going, "For the love of God, can we just keep it together to record the album, people?"
Yeah. I'm on my own masturbating in the corner. Why isn't nobody fucking me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Actually, at that point, he must have got all the groupies, right?
Oh yeah, because everybody else was knackered.
Oh, they were all fighting in their dressing rooms, right?
You call it fighting, I call it love mating.
Well, that's that whole thing with across the pond. We all see things differently.
Yeah. Yes, it's a knife edge. The difference between love making and fighting.
Yeah, because you could go out and buy a condom, a French tickler.
Well, why don't you?
That was one of the best scenes ever. Well,
anytime we like.
Yeah.
Anytime.
What, Eric Idle? Oh, so why don't you? He's all hot. Fucking awesome, man.
Terry Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, was Eric Idle? I can't remember.
No, it's Eric Idle. Eric Idle is the wife, guaranteed.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
My son does.
I don't know why, but Terry Jones is always the one that plays the woman, isn't he? No, but he was on the other side of the street.
Yeah, but Terry Jones is the one that gets punched in the back in what is it? Flying Circus. They have a skit, and I think it's
not the argument.
No, not the argument. It's the something dictionary, and it's to do certain terms. So some guy comes into the store and he's like, "Oh, flash me your panties," and he's trying to ask for the time or something. What's that one?
The Hungarian sketchbook.
Yeah. No, the Hungarian translation.
My hovercraft is full of eels.
Yeah. And what's his name? Graham Chapman runs in as the cop. And he goes, right, what's going on here? And John Cleese looks over with the translation book and he goes, oh, you have beautiful thighs. What? Drop your panties. I cannot wait until lunchtime. Right. You're coming with me. Oh, my nipples explode with delight. But then they end up in court. And it's fucking funny, man. I loved it when they were a skit show before the movies. I do believe they were actually better.
Mm. As Andrew Petrie says, I don't like spam.
Wow, the spam with a side of spam.
Spam. Wonderful spam. Oh, wonderful spam.
That was awesome.
Stupid. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Still talking about it 50 years later.
I know. It won't go away, right? It won't go away. No.
I wonder if it ever will. But yeah, will there ever be that time, in the future when people look back at the Monty Python and go, oh dear.
There will be,
but outdated fuck again.
Yeah, there will be, but thankfully I'll be dead, so I won't have to live through it, right?
Oh, promise.
You're old than me, dipshit.
Are we going to put bets on it tonight?
Actually, I don't know if I'd want to do that.
Yeah. In the future, I will be dead.
Yeah.
10 to 1.
Put your bets down right now. Which one of us has a better chance of being Buck Rogers in the 25th century?
Oh no! Are we doing first past the post? Who's going to win? Yeah, that's what we should do. We should set up. Like a donation escrow thing, where people can put bets in, like a GoFundMe. But it's like betting on who's going to croak first, whether you or me, and then we can decide the winner from a raffle once we go. Yeah.
Okay. So
and the winner keeps them all the money.
Yeah. Can I just Okay, I thought I would.
Didn't you want to be serious for a moment?
Sorry, I was going to transition to something not so serious, but that caught my giggle, and I had to stop. Right, I had no defenses to that. Right, I just wanted to point out to Joe. PJ said in the green room, "Hey, Joe's being too far. He's got to go." And I was like, what are you telling me for? You get to make that decision, right? And PJ took him out as fast as I could hit enter. So, Joe, I've been your advocate.
Stop the head from PJ.
Exactly. You just got slapped in the face with a raw sausage, buddy. But I got to say, Joe, I have tried to stick up for you around here, and it's not working out. So you got to slow your roll. I know you like to be Captain Troll, but still, when mommy calls you because it's, time for Oreo cookies and milk, you got to go upstairs, dude. Okay. Take hand from penis, go upstairs and try being a real human once in a blue moon, because every now and then we get a little bit sick of it. All right.
I must admit, I find it kind of ironic that it was PJ that took him out.
Yeah. He was like, I'm so sick of this guy, man.
Our long history with PJ. It's like,
I know. Joe, for PJ to be the one to call your demise, you done fucked up, bro.
You got full on Nixon. I am not above the law.
Yeah. And that'll be the last time I say bro for like a year. It's not happening.
You're not just black enough, are you? Or gay enough, or trans. There you go. See, we're not homophobic or trans. See, we're inclusive. No, fuck you.
Yeah. Joe tries to say that we're not friendly to homosexuals. We let him hang out for like an hour before we kicked him out. I mean, I don't see a problem here, you know?
I let them suck my cock. How inclusive is that?
I was going to, but he seems to have an issue opening his jaw really wide, you know? So it's just...
You would have put that where? like I've always said, you got to be a real man to fuck another man.
Well, you know, this is what happens, Joe. You show up at our show to be the big man in the chat. It's not going to work out for you very well.
Well, this is a classic case of fuck around and find out.
Exactly.
And you found it out.
Yeah. Now, Joe, if you truly think that you're capable, I will give you the link to join us on the show. And if you think your job can keep up to my aggression, then you're...
No, come on, be fair. Send him the invitation, because he has got to be the smartest man on the planet. I mean, he must be to put us down in such a coordinated, intelligent attack like that. Yeah, that was like first strike.
Joe. Ooh.
I bet his name's not Joe. It's Philomena or something. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if I had to guess, his real name is like Willard or
Wilhard.
Yeah.
or will not.
Yeah. I asked his mom. I asked his mother, but she wasn't willing to offer an opinion because
she couldn't talk because her mouth was full. It's rude to talk while you're eating. And elbows off the table.
All right, Centurion, how you been?
All the gold I can eat.
You see, Joe, I gave you a fair place to play, but you took it, you know. So when you come in next time, Joe, just, you know, do up your zipper before the PP falls out. You'll be fine.
I'm not too sure about that.
But this is my sister, Wilhelmina.
And my five-fingered sisters.
Yeah, I have 4 girlfriends. Knuckle 1, Knuckle 2, Knuckle 3.
Mr. Thumb, he's bisexual. Yeah. Hang on. If you masturbate, does that make you gay? Yeah, it does a bit. Yeah. Because you did it to another man and you liked it.
It's also a bit, you know, within the family, so I'm not sure that's kosher either, right? No.
Yeah, that's going to be the one for the Pornhub sort of mentality. I fucked in my family. It was me.
President Reagan just comes into the chat and says, "Hi, Shills, listening to this, go, what the fuck?" but yeah, so this is the thing. If you weren't playing with a family-oriented cum gun, then maybe you wouldn't be such a cum sucker in our modern day political environment. And as such, does that mean that we can blame the modern MAGA movement on their grandparents for being cum guzzling bitches? Is that how that works?
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's fine words, Dick. It sounds like it should be the foreword to a book you're writing.
I am actually. It's going to be an instant bestseller.
Yeah. We'll get David Patman to shout it out. Brian Tyler Cohen. Yeah.
Mr. Cohen. Yeah. Brian, your father wasn't Mr. Cohen.
He's not Jewish, is he? Brian Tyler Cohen. No. Is your book going to be a pop-up book? Because
well, it depends on the sex.
That's how I'm going to do my autobiography. That's how I'm going to do my autobiography.
Yeah. I'm selling a pop-up book for women viewers.
No, that's called a vibrator.
Yeah. For
writing
words,
writing words on a vibrator is not a book. It's a sex toy with words on it. Chapter 1, just a tip. Chapter 2, 2 inches in.
Yeah.
By the time you get to chapter 30, your eyes are popping out your head.
Chapter 3, the long shaft down. I need alcohol. Hold on. Yeah.
Oh dear. I think we need a clean rinse. Yeah.
So if you're watching this show right now and you haven't given your mom my phone number, why are you still here?
She's already got it. No, she got your phone number. She's also got her lawyers and her agents. The pimps.
Oh, yeah.
Talking of which.
Can I? Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, Joe. I was just talking to your mom. She's not impressed, but she is coming over later. So
she's not impressed, but she has been pressed.
Impregnation. Impressed, not so much.
Oh, have you laid some eggs in her?
Just getting ready. Oh yeah.
Now, what I was going to say was, I was watching the movie Idiocracy last night. You still haven't watched it. You got it.
No, dude, no way. Last night,
what?
I tried watching Idiocracy last night.
Yeah.
And I got to the point where, oh my God, it's all so stupid. I can't.
Titles are finished.
Yeah, I got to the point where Justin Long, the nerd from Galaxy Quest, it was like, I know it was real. Remember that guy? I remember I got to the point where he was the doctor and he was like, yeah, man, you just gotta kind of chill, dude. And I was like, I can't watch this anymore. And I just turned it off. I could not watch that movie. What the? You actually got through the whole thing?
I love that movie. I absolutely adore it. But the funny thing is Idiocracy is one of those movies. It was made quite a few years ago, and it's like this is just insane. And it's like watching it again last night. Didn't seem so crazy. It didn't seem so crazy. I mean, the thing is,
I'll give you that. That's actually why I tried watching it, because I figured that's kind of like tomorrow, right?
Yeah. because it might be a bit too close to the knuckle for you to watch it now. I'm watching it with a memory of watching it back then and enjoying it. And you're looking at it from a modern standpoint. You're going, I can't watch this because this is too fucking real. But the President.
It was a bit too
name.
The problem with that movie for me was it was on the verge of the hey bro era, and I just can't stand that shit. When somebody says to me, "Hey bro," I won't turn my fucking head to respond to them. Right? I'm not kidding. Like I literally won't respond to somebody who talks to me that way. I will not.
Yeah. Okay. So this is one of those other movies we strike off because it's a bit of a you issue, and
it gets me really angry.
Yeah. That's fine. I get that. I can understand that. I won't force you to watch it.
I'm gonna try again, but I'm gonna buy some really strong pot and try, right? Because I'm gonna try to make myself 17 years old, and then I think I could get through it, right?
That's the mentality. You have to think like a punk back in the day.
But that movie, I was too old when it came out, right?
Yeah, well, I must have been older.
Yeah, exactly. So what's your fucking excuse? No, but like Fast Times at Ridgemont High and stuff, those meaningless movies, they're still mean a lot to me because I loved it back in the day. I mean, Jennifer Jason Leigh getting naked to the fucking living in moving in stereo song. I mean, come on, right? Or whatever, but when I'm older, I don't have the nostalgia glasses to look back on it, right?
Yeah, sometimes you put on those nostalgia glasses and watch the movie and go, those glasses must have been dirty when I watched it.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Oh, is that what my father was wearing when he married my mother? What the hell's going on here?
The Carpathian asks in the chat, says, Dunker, you ever watch movies you've worked on? Yeah, I do watch movies I worked on, because what normally happens is I'll watch a movie and go, wait a minute, I did that shot.
Yeah. Yeah, Mexi Girl in the chat says Porky's is a good example of what I'm talking about. Exactly.
Oh, it's a terrible film.
When I was 12, 13 years old or whatever, Porky's was amazing. It was the funniest thing ever. I tried watching that back about 10 years ago, and I was so embarrassed with myself that I couldn't even go to the bathroom and touch myself for a month. You know what I mean?
Or let anyone else touch you either. But the funny thing is, there's other films like Animal House.
Oh, yeah.
It's still amazingly funny today. Yeah. And because you compare Animal House and Porky's, there's kind of like not really much difference between them, as far as the content, but it's just the way it's done. Well, there's a lot more class in Animal House.
Yeah, Animal House stands the test of time. If you show new 13-year-olds Animal House, they feel dirty and like they're getting away with something in watching it. If you show a 13-year-old Porky's, they're like, oh my God, this is why my parents had sex. This is disgusting.
Yeah. No. You show young kids Porky's today. Say, are you fucking grooming me or something?
Exactly, right. It's not good. Yeah.
No, it isn't that. But there was a lot of films like Porky's, back then.
Oh, I remember. Too many. I mean, there was all those weird ski movies of the early 80s, and they were really fucked up, man. There was always there's got to be a hot tub, so we have to have chicks with their tits out in it, and it was unbelievable. They were so empty.
Even sort of like films you class as good films, like Revenge of the Nerds. was a funny
Dude,
movie back in the day.
He
But
raped the guy's girlfriend. He
Yeah.
rapes the guy's girlfriend. And at the end, she's like, well, you fuck so good. I'm fine with it. Like, really?
That's not a good look. It's not a good
I know.
look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what
you understand what I'm saying, though. You know, it was a funny film. People, think, I remember Revenge of the Nerds. Watch it back. You go, oh dear. Oh
yeah,
dear.
because what everybody remembers is the nerds being on stage, being all Herbie Hancock with the rocket doing the song. And they're like, yeah. But you don't remember all the other parts that are like, oh, fuck. You know,
it was bad. Bachelor Party was another one. Tom Hanks.
I put that in the Plex server recently. Bachelor Party. I watched about 15 minutes of it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed that I thought this was cool." It's terrible.
It's funny seeing Tom Hanks. Yeah, because we've grown up with Tom Hanks. Over so many years,
Mr. Oscar, and
being a great actor, and he's playing this goofball, with a whisk, trying to do his girlfriend in the whisk,
going at the girl that danced on the cars for the Whitesnake video, right? Right.
Such a weird movie.
Yeah. Same with Joe versus the volcano. What the fuck was that?
But don't get me wrong. I loved those movies back then.
Yeah.
I won't watch them now. I don't want to spoil it. I just,
I'll tell you this. Tom Hanks's best movie from his early days is one of his least watched movie, and
the stand-up comedian one.
Yes, exactly, with Sally Field.
Punchline? Was it called Punchline?
I think it's called Punchline. But holy fuck, is that a good movie? Where he takes he takes the L at the end to make sure she's cool, and that was badass, man.
Oh no, I love that film.
Yeah,
I haven't seen. You got to get that on the Plex because I haven't seen that in years.
I'll do that as soon as this show's over. I'll put it on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not going to watch it after this show. I'm going to go.
Well, I am. But, but for me, it's only 8 p.m. I'm going to have to go get more beer after this.
Poor wakey boy. It's still the daytime. Oh, poor
Do you see why we're sponsored by Fistit? Do you see? It's not my rectum that earns it,
because anal ease wasn't enough.
You know what? We've been doing this bullshit for 3 hours.
Hey, it seems like 8.
Yeah, that's what your wife said to me the last time you made it to bed. Fuck.
Yeah, I suppose we should better.
We should leave the viewers. I don't know if it's consumer advice. Political advice. So
yes. Oh, we've got to put a little moustache on that. I'll track one in.
So there's 2 ways to look at modern politics. There's this one.
You suck.
And there's this one. Oh, wait a minute. What happened? I prefer the first one. Do you want me to play that for you again?
You suck.
But it may not always go that way. So my advice to you as political minded people in the world is, sure, you're going to go to bed tonight half drunk and play with yourself, but in the morning, do something that actually matters and play with somebody else.
Yeah, Tesla.
Yeah. Tomorrow is Saturday. So get your ass out to the demonstrations, right? And, you know, there's going to be people that throw eggs. Well, that's effective. But there's also going to be, But there's also going to be people that throw bricks, Molotov cocktails,
terrorists.
Yeah. You could even take your undocumented neighbor and throw them. But
throw your slave.
Throw your maid, you know, throw your driver. But the thing is you've got to make your voice heard, right? You've got to stand up to this kind of oligarchy that's taking over everywhere. I'm glad to say in Canada, our right-wing PC party is losing traction as fast as they can open their fucking mouths. And it's looking like Canada will survive this upcoming snap election. I
think it's going to be very hard for people to trust a right-wing party these days.
Oh yeah,
as we move on, as long as the people are taking notice.
Think of it this way. Think of it this way.
A lot of people aren't taking any notice.
Not enough, right? But think of it this way. If you're driving a car in North America and the turn signals go out, you can tell people where you're going to go using a left-wing approach. But if you try to use your right wing to signal where you're going to go, nobody can see what you're doing. Yeah. So, you know.
Anyway, I mean, you
be a follower, baby.
You were saying how you look at politics. This is how I've been looking at politics recently, and you know, I'm just getting down here. Just let me know when it's over.
So, as you can see, Dunk is taking the proactive approach and is giving Trump what he wants to make sure his life will be okay.
I think I think a lot of people are feeling that, and that's half the problem, and that's why he's winning. Yeah. I mean, because none of us lived through 1936 Germany. Was the same thing happened to the Germans? Yeah, and then they're going, "Oh, I just can't take it anymore. This fucking shit." Have you seen Facebook? It's going on. Yeah, was the same thing going on there?
Yeah,
because everybody goes, "How did Germany? You know, they're decent people. What? How did that happen? Yeah. Did the same thing fucking happen?" And the historians are basically saying, "Yes, this is how it happened." And
exactly.
And we're watching it happen.
Trump laid out the full Mein Kampf thing before he got in the first time. He told us all what he was going to do, and you dumbass, uneducated fucks voted for it.
I'm surprised he didn't put a little section of his Mein Kampf in his American Bible that he sold.
Yeah. Hey, exactly. It should have been the prologue, right? You know,
the sequel.
Yeah. Hogwarts, right? You know, we're right on the verge of not just being funny offensive, but very offensive. So we should probably get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, say fuck you, you lot. Yeah, fuck you for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.
That's right. Right. Hit like, share, and subscribe as you get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and fuck you.